Hello and welcome to your weekly, maybe bi-weekly. At this point, we don't even sure. It's a quantum week of a beginner bracket here. I'm Riot. Gonna be talking about a lovely Swiss bracket here, joined by Roko. Hello.
Hello, hello. How we're doing? Going to be a long one as per usual. We're doing the first two three matches with the Swiss bracket. Going to be bringing you two matches per round at, if I remember properly, 5 or 6 rounds. It should be six, right? Yes.
Yes, 6 rounds, and all of those matches will be first to freeze. We'll be streaming 2 games each round, and we'll try to get as many new players on the screen. And our job here is to give you tips.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I really hate giving tips. But we'll see how this goes. It's
Oh,
not my
you can
first
leave
time
that to
around,
me.
yeah.
You can leave that to me. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm very known at giving really good tips.
Yeah, always like proper and completely accurate information, right?
Yes, I am
Yes, I
attempting to
agree.
do very accurate information.
Yep.
You know, I just gotta wait get out of the way the misinformation from the at the first frame of the stream, so we're
Oh,
safe for
God.
about 20 minutes now. So I that's how I'm gracing it.
Yeah, it makes sense coming out swinging with everything. So we're going to be going to the first match shortly, I believe, which is going to be Velkis against Nimurea, I think is the name.
Vilgis, yes.
Yeah.
He's Latvian, so in the Latvian language and Lithuanian as well, the J that you see is to pronounce Y, like a soft sound.
Yeah, honestly, I was more worried about butchering the second name. I'm completely fine with pronouncing the
Nemorea.
name. Yeah, but it's going to be the
Just call them like okay,
yeah.
beginner bracket. We're gonna be doing both things. We're gonna be doing both player to talks and about commentary. So my commentary tip: if you can't pronounce the name, just
Just
shorten it.
don't. Yeah, makes
Just
sense.
shorten it. So on one side we have Bilgis, and on the other side we have Nemorea, which from now on will be Nemo.
Yeah, makes sense. And it's going to be the Parson Lucilius against Jira. Now, honestly, so I played quite a bit of Lucilius when he came out.
Yeah.
And I want to say that I don't like the Jita matchup myself at all, but then again, I just generally don't like the Jita matchup with any character. So it's probably my thing. It's an interesting one.
So am
Because
I.
Lucilius does have the tools for sure to play, the mid range.
And not just the mid range. I feel you have to remember one thing that what Lucilius has as a power. It's basically Nemorea, Narmaya, and then we're gonna go into Jita. Jita has one of the best ways of enforcing fireballs in neutral with the charged fireball, right? Lucilius, on the other hand, has the ways to go over it on reaction.
Yeah.
What I want to people remember when you're playing Lucilius is you have long cooldowns and you have to decide how you're using those cooldowns. Is it going to be more preemptive or is it going to be more reactionary game? And I know, Vilkas, you understand these concepts. I'm telling this to you right now. But I do believe that we should start looking a bit on the other side because Vilkas has been playing Lucilius for quite a bit, and I believe that the best thing that he would like to hear is matchup knowledge, matchup quirks and whatnot.
Yeah,
Nemorea on the other side, I would like to pay more attention here, if you don't mind, Roku.
Yeah. I mean, so far, I feel like what you're saying does show. Vilkis has been basically looking fairly comfortable both with the routing and his options. At the same time, we've mostly seen some of the standard Jita stuff. Nothing that's really come out as very different. Ooh,
Oh, Paradise Lost?
Blocked. Yes.
It's not gonna be blocked, just spell dodge it.
Yeah.
Most of the supers in the game are spell dodgeable, so that's really good from Nemo side. One thing that I want to point out to Nemorea here is in this game, it became more resource heavy from base game, yes. But one of the things that I would like people to remember: don't die or win with free BP.
Yeah,
Right, like
absolutely.
Nemoreo could have ended multiple games there with Raging Strike conversions, but didn't really go for it. Probably just were searching for another cooldown or another muscle memory there. Nice counter hit coming from Nemo here. Gonna get the full corner. Actually, that could have been even more. I know Vegeta has a longer corner carry combo. Ooh.
Yeah, could have gone into the Raging Chain and then into the Ultimate Wrecker, I believe,
Uh-huh.
is one of those really big, heavy corner carry combos. I really like the use of Fire Heavy from Gilk's side, I must say. Feels like they're just using it as a very effective tool, both to counter poke and zone control, and then just set up either the Fireball or go for a Strike Throw. And I think it's interesting, it's something that a lot of people don't opt to do. They don't really like Fire Heavy, but it's a very good button. I really like the use of it there.
The way you look at your buttons is that you still most of the heavies are usually longer range buttons. For Lucilius it's kind of different because his power M reaches longer than the power H. So what's the reason to use the power H? It's mostly for the high crush value.
Yeah.
And it really works well in the Jita matchup because Jita's buttons in general are pretty stubby. They're really good, but in the grand scheme of things, they're stubby. So that's why the far H at specific ranges is insane right now. And also, this is one thing that I want to mention for Lucas. He's very keen on using those bravery points. Like, I did say, yes, you have to use at least one bravery point, but he's putting himself into 0 BP at this level. He's dead.
At the same time, I must say I do feel for him because this is something that happens a lot. I feel like with Lucilius, specifically because of just how absurd the range of his farm medium is. That you're just going to be confirming those farm mediums, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go for a raging strike and raging chain, kill. But it's just so long that it ends up being out of range for the raging strike. So
I mean,
I have to admit being a little bit sympathetic towards that. Now, going back on to that small discussion that we had about the far heavy, I must also say that his far heavy, ooh, that's a very nice counter, has two things that are very important. One of them being the fact that it has this vacuum property, and the other one being that it's just, as you said, a very good clash level button, but also more consistent specifically in some conversions, because it's shorter range. Oh, that's a very nice bait.
baited out the raging strike there with the ultimate teleport. Any like delay. If you want to use brave counter, how about you learn? This sounds probably a bit condescending when I put it like this, but this is something I feel people neglect. They usually just want to brave counter on the first hit, like just get off me button, and they do not confirm that the hit button went on the block.
Yeah, like it's very, it's somewhat counterintuitive sometimes because you really, as you said, want to use it as a button that says, I just don't want to deal with this right now. But you still kind of have to deal with some things. This is going to be a counter hit, something that's best there. That's quite
That doesn't really change much as a counter hit, but it's gonna be a SBA hit. And now does not use the fireball in the combo. No, actually can still do that. Oh,
Yeah, with the combo limits. This is another case of what you said previously. This could have been very easily a kill should the Raging Chains be employed instead of like actually going into the corner combo. This is something that a lot of people struggle, and I understand it. It's counterintuitive. But unfortunately, going into the for better or for worse, rather, let's not say unfortunately, going into the Raging Chains is very often going to be optimal. Sometimes it's going to do more damage. For example, they're doing a close heavy into your SSBA even, depending on
very
how many
dependent on the
bravery
character.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the character obviously. It's
One
not
thing
a
I would like, if you have troubles on figuring how to use your Raging Strike button conversion in general, in the corner, if you are able to super after Raging Strike, always do it.
Yeah.
It's a really good damage filler, and you want to kind of do that. And otherwise, when you're considering if you need to kill or not, usually I tend to use the Raging Strike in a way. Can I generate enough bar for an ultimate or super by going into ranging chain conversion? That's my only thought that I have, mostly when I go for my raging chains. Otherwise, it's fine to not kill. or at least leave your opponent at strike throw range.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to see what you've been saying previously about Vilkas and the use of the BP. It does seem to be quite liberal. At the same time, I understand what you're saying, but I'm also kind of
Liberal?
a fan of...
That's free real estate. That's how he's using BP.
Yeah, but I have to admit, I'm a little bit more on the side of being liberal than being stingy with it. Now, obviously, you need to cut out a proper balance, because otherwise, yeah, as you said, you're just going to evaporate eventually, because you will have 0 BP, or you will be unable to do the brave counters that are very important. However, yeah, I am a fan of overusing them rather than underutilizing them, I must say.
Nemo of the future! If you hear my call, for love of God, stop waking up Super and Vilkas! Do a save jump!
Yeah, this is, I believe, Fitizen said that on chat like a couple of days ago, which is, if you actually want to win the game, you should almost never do a reversal super or reversal DP when you have 3 bravery points. Because the bravery points, when used properly and not in a way that can be baited or otherwise circumvented, is a button that says, I win defense, you're off of me, and most likely, in many cases, going to give you a safe jump as well. So the risk reward is just, ooh, unfortunately does not connect with the far heavy, but yeah, the risk reward is just always going to be skewed on the side of using the brave counter compared to doing a reversal. Because even when it's blocked, you're plus. It's going to be your turn.
It's the same rule of not dying with free BP in general. And there's another little thing. And you're talking about a bit higher concept of why not to do a wake up super, or it's fine if you're doing a wake up reversal if you just want to get them off it really fast, but usually that doesn't work statistically. So the idea is that supers are very slow on wake up.
Yeah, they are the most unsafe, invulnerable wake-up option by far. The easiest one just to safe jump, as you previously mentioned.
Safe jab, anything. And even more, if the opponent is not even doing anything on you, the supers have this kind of little small thing called flash freeze, which just makes your life miserable because the opponent can just spot dodge most of the time, unless it's Vera.
Yeah, do not spot dodge Vera. That is for sure. Now, I must say, speaking of supers, I feel like Nemo has been doing those SBAs on reaction to those fireballs. Perhaps even preemptively, but still, it's been working out very well. And it's one of those awkward things of having to establish your specials and your strings with Lucilius.
It's more like... this is one of Lucilius' problems. He doesn't have any good way of securing a true block string with the cancel.
Yeah.
Right? So that makes your 100% bar game quite difficult. Generally speaking, in the right hands, you'll never be able to cancel on the special while the opponent has the super, because he can just pre-buffer on every button press you do on block.
Yeah.
That's the magic of it. But this is a bit more high up there. If you're getting supered or reversal on your cancels, you don't need to always cancel.
Just don't cancel. Absolutely. At the same time, I do understand that as a Lucilius player, you will be very much keen on cancelling. You really want to get your sword levels as high as possible, but it doesn't... It's not... I feel like... I'm not gonna say it's not nearly as important, but sometimes I think getting those stacks up is a bit overstated. Lucilius is a character that has the privilege of being able to sort of like control the pace of the match in at least the matchups where he's comfortable in. So just playing slow, doing fireballs even at full screen range, or testing out the waters with your teleport is going to get those levels up. And honestly, once you're at like level 2, you're completely fine to play the game. Once you're at level 3, you're basically gaming. And this is it. Just what you said previously. There was a no cancel there, which leads into this advantageous situation. But unfortunately, did not get the hit confirm on the punish, and this is going to cost Vilk his sets, as this was the match point for Nemo. Going to take the set at 3-1.
Yeah, the 2M hit, which the Raging Strike should have connected.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate thing, but it's something that you really need to be careful, exactly because the range of Lucilius' normal is so big that, as we said before, a lot of times the Raging Strikes are not going to connect. So you need to be certain before you press the Raging Strike that you are actually in range. Otherwise, you're just basically doing a disservice to yourself, right? Because not only do you waste a bravery point, which is by itself a terrible thing to do to yourself, you also just give up on doing a smaller confirm with with 2-1 for M or 2-1 for H, depending on the situation. Which means you're doing, not only are you losing a resource, you're doing less damage, and you're not getting any of those stacks. So it's just an all-around really, really unfortunate situation. So you just have to be, I feel like you have to be on point when you opt to use the Raging Strike into the Raging Chain with Lucilius, because otherwise it's just a bad time.
We'll have another Lucilius soon enough, and there's one thing that I have to mention, and people are doing this. Vilkis has not been punishing or playing the Jita Rekka game. They are now very punishable, so you have to, enforce her to go into different Rekka variations.
Yeah,
So
in the same sense as Nemo basically consistently tried to punish those cancels, it would have done a great service to Vilkis if he was also not letting Nemo do that. Record pressure.
But enough about that. They're good game. There's 3-1. We now have Ramzippo, which is now Negation, versus Mono, which is a Lucilius game versus a Lancelot. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is a bit of a toughie for both characters, honestly, because both characters have tools that are very annoying for one another. Let's see how the players are going to be navigating here. Ooh, that was a backdash.
No, that was backdash. It was aerial. That was home run then.
Yeah.
Blame Cake. He made this up.
Yeah, I can see it.
No, you could have just went to the SSBA. Just if you're able to get in a super and a confirm. Yeah. So, regardless if that could have killed or not killed, you had a good conversion to go into a super. Killing bravery points in this game is insane, because either A, you're gonna do a lot of damage because of it's a super, and if it's a SSBA, even more, and putting them at 0 BP, which is most likely that you're gonna kill at that point. But 2, killing all the bravery points for your opponent means less brave counters like his, less raging strikes means less more comfy conversions out there, and in general he'll get a health debuff, which makes it, some stray hits even more dangerous.
Okay, then we have a little green nice block on the DP. Now, I just want to go a little bit back to the previous set. Oh, suddenly we have 2 Raging Strikes in one combo with no pull up there.
We cannot go to the back set. It's left for the past.
I understand, but this is something that's very related to the Lucilius. We just saw Ramzippo make use of that ultimate skill, which I'm a huge fan of, ending the combo with the medium fireball into the ultimate 2-1-4, which is very important again with Lucilius. So not really going back to the previous, but more about just saying that what we saw here is definitely very nice, and something that I would like personally to see from all Lucilius players. You get the hard knockdown, you use rather, it's not a waste, only 25% of your meter, and you can set up either going for some throw baits with the fireball or just enforce some nice pressure, so that's really nice. Yeah, there we go. There it is again. And then, yeah, you see the safe jump.
Throw incident. Don't throw your opponent out of the corner.
Yeah. It's you're holding back to make sure you're blocking, and then the throw. That's a very important situation there.
Gonna get the SBA here, get killed at 1 BP. Still, this is 1 strike in situation. Oh no!
Oh no!
that could have been probably a Raging Strike just to start it off like that. Or...
I would say it would be much more awkward, especially for Lancelot. You should probably be doing the heavy impulse blades into any hit, into then having the Raging Strike just to get that much higher juggle.
Sure,
Make
yeah,
sure
cool.
that everything is easier for you. Because Lancelot's medium buttons are... Obviously, you can connect a 5M after a raw Raging Strike in the corner, but it's going to be awkward to route afterwards.
So, right now, Zippo starting to... What is that? Ultimate Turbulence, Mamo?
Yeah, like, I understand that you really want to get out, but this is definitely not a very nice way to do that. Now, this was perhaps a little bit of a knowledge check there. So after you do the 2H into the... what's it called, is the 5U heavy follow-up for Lucilius. This is actually not a safe fireball. You can DP out of it, but Ramo was not aware, it felt like, and ended up just mashing on it, or perhaps not even just blocking. At the same time, for the Lucilius players, if you want to get a safe an actual like fireball setup there. So you do the 2H in the corner, you just go into the heavy fireball, and that is going to give you a completely safe fireball that can give you a high-low mix, or just go to the spot dodge if you want to try to bait a Brave counter. Big fan of that. And that's yeah, just going into the normal version of Axiom, no need to go to the control, just get the kill secured. Yeah, Ramzibu, I feel like, feels a little bit more confident in the conversions. I think that's the thing that right now, for me, is the biggest thing that's left to be desired for Mau Mau. We've seen a lot of situations where they got some nice hits in the corner, but just didn't go into the heavy impulse blades. And at the same time, it feels like Ramziv is just going into those follow-ups, or rather those teleports, without any real repercussion. And it's something that you just have to show the Lucilius player that you are going to stop. Because if you're playing Lucilius and your opponent is just not doing anything on those teleports, why would you ever stop?
Of course!
Like, just always do it. Just keep doing it. It's fine.
This concept goes even higher on the grade, not just in the matchup. It's mostly, you want it or not, in most matches, up to like 90%, like even it's true to even to the highest level of game. If your opponent cannot deal with something that is strong with your tool set, you'll keep on using it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Use and abuse is the term and all, and right now Ramzippo understands that the teleports are use and abuse. But at this point, I don't know for Lancelot's side here. Usually a very active special is good enough to deal with those teleports. You cannot determine which teleport is which, usually. Because when it comes high, it's usually too late when you discern it to untier it. So here I'm wondering, I know Neko Ogre, or if Neko Grig, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'll just call him Neko Gray, and they'll be fine.
I believe it's Neko Gore.
Neko Gore?
Yeah. Anyway.
Neko Ogre, let's go.
Okay.
Neko Green.
Sure. I mean, let's get into the point.
But your name's my favorite pastime. But Lancelot, how's teleport or reaction to Lucilius disappearing? By the way, that's just a match.
Yeah, that was it.
No matter how quick the flame.
It felt like again, like, just Mama was very uncomfortable both with the conversions and with a lot of the Lucilius stuff. Like, just ended up getting hit by a lot of those fireball setups that are really not something that you necessarily have to hold, but just end up pressing, or just end up trying to perhaps do a jump away. And at the same time, Ramzippo just employed a very solid layer 1 that when you find no answer to it, as we're practically
Roku.
still talking about, why stop, right?
We could talk a lot about that layer 1, but you have usually we'll need to just distill it. Right now, what it seemed this whole match, because usually when you look at the match from the perspective, and it goes to anybody that's watching your own sets, always look a bit from a bird eye's view how the set went, and you can already see how basic power levels or certain habits come around. Right now, it just seemed that Ramzippo was ready to do a lot of Lucilius things, and the first match was not being used to what Mao Mao was representing. After that, Mao Mao went those very risky options. Like, for instance, in the first match, we saw a lot of U teleports happening in neutral, just like that. They stopped working. And afterwards, then Mama was scrambling to get a hit, while Ramzippo was consistently getting hits in neutral, in pressure, resetting Mao in places. You know, it just went really good for it.
Yeah.
So yes, layer 1 was strong at Ramzippo, and it mostly falls right now on Mao on this match, I feel. I got nothing much to say for Ramzippo.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I would take a note for Ramzippo is, again, the fireball is very finicky, and the setups are very easy to call out if you know what you're looking out for. And a lot of those heavy fireball setups ended up being quote-unquote fake, which obviously ended up working, but I feel like it's something that you also have to be ready. Like, once you see them not working, you need to know. For example, we saw, I think, a back throw into a heavy fireball. That's not a safe jump. It does not even give you a safe jump. It can be DB'd out of. The same thing with the 2H into the UH follow-up in the corner. Those are things that might seem to be minuscule, but I think is very important, because specifically when you go to that next level of play, the heavy fireball setups are extremely important, in my opinion, for the Lucilius players. So you need to be ready to know which setups are true, which setups are fake. Against some characters, for example, that have no reversals, it doesn't matter. So you can just get away with different things. Going into high lows or not is another issue there. But yeah, overall, we did see some, I feel like, solid combo routing. At this point, I feel like the combo routing of this is pretty much solved as well. And yeah, it was just pretty much, overall, I feel like generally solid stuff from that side.
Anyways, we are done with our first round here, and some matches already figured it out, and now this is the special part. On the round 2, because of how the Swiss bracket works, it will balance out that the previous winners will be playing the winners, and previous losers are going to be playing losers, right? So it will start to balance out and give you your level like place. So we might see more even matches now from now on. And also, one point, between each rounds, there will always be this is a free space to post your questions in the chat, because I have the chat open, and if you have anything that is very important to you, we'll attempt to answer it.
So going into the second round, it's going to be Azurian and Suren.
Yes.
The two spear characters here.
The Zeta versus Uno match here. Well, it is quite... It's hard to judge Uno matchups in general, because I feel he has a lot of really good tools, that he's very versatile against a lot of characters, and sometimes to the degree that he plays very, very similarly against most of the cast. He's more on like small micro decision situations here, but right now, this is Spear Bro Suren just absolutely not letting Azurons play.
Yeah, and some really solid stuff there. Some nice high-lows from the Pogo setups, getting the safe jump after the ultimate Arves in the corner with the 2 frame kill. Some pretty important stuff to know if you're playing Zeta.
Huh?
Now, I believe... Okay. So that was not Suren. That was just Azurian.
Huh?
Just a bit of a... just a bit of a speed bump.
Huh?
We'll get it sorted. Riot, please compose yourself.
Huh? Whom
Okay.
the fuck if decides to hijack?
It happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the worst of us. Setting up the room again, and we'll get the show back on track. Yes, makes sense. Suren has the actual name Suren in the lobby.
Really? I wouldn't see that.
So it's going to be Uno against Zoe instead. So nothing happened. You saw nothing for the past 3 minutes or so. This time has been magically erased. We're going fresh into the second round, Azurian against Suren. Yeah, so I don't know how you feel about this one, about Uno against Zoe.
It is...
I feel like it's kind of rough. Personally.
Yes, Zoe, with how she got changed towards Rising, she became quite a queen at destroying neutral projectile and zoning capabilities. That is plus on block, by the way. Alright. So the thing is, usually I would say that Uno really has a way to deal with Zoe's L-Dragon game. But the moment Zoe has to play H-Dragon, those big drivers become weak, I feel. That could be an error blockable.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind. Had a bit of an issue with spectating, so for now I'll be a little bit delayed looking through the stream.
So one thing, the lightnings disappear if Zoe gets hit. I don't remember how it changes if it gets blocked. But right now what Zoe does there is a setup where she goes for a high-low or brave counter bait. So you have to be very attentive there. Otherwise you're gonna get hit by it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like the Rising Zoe mix, basically. We're not doing a mix with the dragons anymore. Now Lightning, the Lightning special is the tool of choice. I really like those two U's on the 668. I think it's the second time we've seen Azurian do that. Because 668 is such an annoying thing to deal with, but when you have like such a long-reaching and forward-moving low, that's a very nice way to deal with it, I feel like.
I mean, doesn't he get armored still?
There's no armor on lows on the 667. 668, as far as I'm concerned.
As far as you can, because I am wondering about that part. Probably, yeah, and if it doesn't armor lows, it's really good. I wouldn't know because I usually play mids and neutral.
Yeah, I am like 99% sure that I have caught myself doing Belial to you to stop 66H Selenas.
It does not beat lows. You are right.
I was fairly confident. It's such an annoying thing to deal with. So having like a low like Uno's sweep is just very nice, and I really like the use of it. There we saw it just again 2 seconds ago.
Sorry, I learned a new thing because now I know how to beat that low as a beat. I mean,
let's be honest. You know, actually no, never mind. You have another CU eclipses the cosmos. So you can absolutely just destroy 6
It hits from the next postal code, of course.
Makes sense. Now, see the next screen confirmed there on the SPA, which is about what you were talking before. Take away those bravery points, make things more awkward for your opponent. Ooh, this is not combo.
Okay, if you want to know what you want to do with combos, if it doesn't remotely, like, just use this flowchart. Usually it changes from character to character, but with combos, your first goal is to get good Oki. Get enough good damage with your Oki ratio, right? Get a good knockdown game. Afterwards, you check, does my combo kill? If yes, you burn the resources to kill. But the third one is, does my combo do enough resource damage to the opponent to justify me doing it, or leave him at the strike throw, then still use your super?
Yeah.
Because that SSBA could have left at one strike throw, and people underestimate how much the game changes when your health is at one strike throw range.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things, because you always get those auto-timed safe jumps after your supers, right?
You do?
I mean, depending on the character, but I'm fairly certain that Zoe's SBA actually gives you an auto-timed safe jump. Yes.
But that was Uno's SSBA there right now, so.
Yeah, oh, my bad. I mean, I'm a bit, please excuse me, I am a bit disheveled right now because Rising has been very unkind to me trying to spectate this match.
2-0 to Siren right now.
But yeah, like, so it just gives you this, either like a high-low, you can even go into the empty jump, into the throw, which is just very annoying to deal with. And that's just the thing, right? Like, you gain a lot of agency, your opponent loses that agency at the same time. And it's just very awkward having to deal with that.
Zeron, you had the corner combo. Here we go. Thank you. Go for the corner combo. Spin. That's a reversal coming from Zoe. Okay. Lots of neutral jump L's, honestly. Surin could just be more ready and just press 2H on most of them. It's not a good option when you're trying to do it like that defensively, honestly.
I must say, however, I am a bit of a fan of neutral jumping against both characters and opponents that are very keen on doing those forward-moving attacks, whether it is the charge attacks or just a forward-moving special.
I would agree with you. That's really good. 6XL exists.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the issue is
it changes the whole landscape.
Yeah. The issue is 6XL can be keen to recover a bit too quickly sometimes, even when you're neutral jumping. It do be a little bit absurd sometimes like that, but it's still a good option when your opponent is just very keen on using that. Yeah. I am definitely a fan.
Alright, well, what are the punishable moves? Well, the punishable moves are all of his parries, the ones that he does like a small nudge from a hip or do a parry attack. Those always have to follow up. The another one that is punishable is when he does the spinning spear, usually the slam is punishable, the ride is punishable on it. And there's one before. Oh shit! Third strike, Amy! Did you see the parry logo?
Let me see. It's going to happen. Yeah, just now on my screen. That was very nice.
That was really cool.
Also, his U-skills are basically punishable as long as you're looking out for them.
No-ish.
Yeah,
sorry, the ultimate spin is plus on block.
Yeah, except for the ultimate spin, but like when he goes for the, obviously for the reversal, that's punishable. It can be a bit awkward because it sends out the spear, and if you're blocking that, yeah, you're not really going to get
the sweep.
You have
the spear card.
Yeah, you have to be looking out for those things. At the same time, as you said, all the parries. Obviously, every form.
One thing I want to say, now talking about the parries, people don't know how to deal with the ultimate parry for Andre. The spear, if you block it, is plus on block. You have to spot dodge and then punish it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a knowledge check, basically.
That's negative on block. Good taking your turn. Oh, dragon. Oh my god, almost got clipped by the big boy. 6-6H. This is looking like a basketball combo. No! Sorry.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate.
Whoosh! That could have been a combo now. Okay, keeping up the pressure. Oh, nice parry there. 6 RPS. That is punishable. Here we go. No, that's the wrong. Oh my god. He had it. Ezreal had that, this one. And this is with 3-0 Surin. wins.
Yeah,
Lobsters,
that was
your score was wrong all the time.
that was an unfortunate interaction there. I understand why Zion felt kind of forced to take one of the more risky options there after dropping that combo, but I think it's kind of understandable.
Yeah. My take on this matchup right now, if I had to be real, Suren played fine. I feel that there was a lot of reliance on 668 in general. The higher you go, the less it will start working, and you'll need to figure out other ways to do it. I would like to see more L Dragon play because that is still one of the strongest fireballs. But for Azerion, I feel you were not sure how to approach Zoe. That's my take of the current match.
Okay,
Because
before though, let me cut you in because this is kind of important. Before we go into the next one, I feel like we have to make the room for me because Rising has completely shit the bed for me. I do not see you in the room. I do not see
you
Stroppler
spectate.
in the room.
Were you sent?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're fine.
But
You
it
can
doesn't
go.
work. No. That's what you asked. No. I cannot go into the spectate. It keeps popping network errors for me when I try to.
All right, so we're gonna be having Strobbler versus Spear Bro, or otherwise. Wait, are we? No, why would you do that?
I mean, I literally cannot see the room.
Tell our players because this is annoying. And one thing to all future players, if you wanted to make it easier for both you and us, wait for the signal from the TO. They did. Okay, Lobsters did call it, and that's on Lobsters, so he's holding the L.
No, that's on Rising lobbies being still very. Yeah, I don't want to use very strong words here, but yeah. But
It's
like
not
after
on
the first
accident.
lobby,
It was technical issues,
Yeah.
my friend.
yeah, after the first lobby got disbanded, everything has been a mess for me. I've restarted the game 3 times and it still
Oh
just
my
refuses to
God.
work, unfortunately.
Oh my god. Okay.
I think it should be fine now. There are no invisible people in my lobby, on my screen rather. So praying it works this time.
Are those invisible people are with us in this room right now?
They previously were because I was looking at the I was looking at the stream and there was more people there than there were in my room, and that's just.
Roku, are you okay?
No, clearly not. What do you mean? Obviously not. This is not cool.
It is not cool. It is
Yeah.
unfortunate. I understand.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
fine.
we're still waiting for our shenanigans here.
I would like to personally apologize to our players for causing that. At the same time, I cannot help
But
it.
yeah,
Not something that I actually.
Azerion, if you're still watching, one thing that I would like you to consider or explore, Uro's is the strongest when he's on the ground. Keep that in mind. The idea that you want to take is you want to jump when you know what you're jumping. Now there you were mostly jumping and just getting clipped by the Edge Dragon so many times there. Just take it that as food for thought. Anyways, getting back to the match, Stroppler versus Spear Bro, which is so slow in the name. I love Rising that it allows you to change the names, and then we're absolutely having a good time figuring out who's who.
Yeah. Now this is a bit of a.
But because of that, we had the PETA real and PETA fake incident.
Oh, we have way too many pedos at this point running around.
And the riots.
Yeah. But this is definitely an awkward matchup for Ferry. Now, at the same time, not even sure if Ferry has matchups that are not really awkward. But those U skills from the Zeta are just so strong at punishing just a ton of stuff that the Ferry does. Now, as we saw previously from So Slow being on the wrong match, I feel like they're very confident with the Zeta setups. They definitely know their stuff, and we just saw that on that round. That was quite quick. And knowing those setups and making those setups like the real safe jumps and real high lows is just paramount to finding success with the character.
Yeah, so one thing that I usually say was that is true. The Pogo game is, oh no, is this, oh, never mind, that's not Gap. But this is a throw and that's gonna kill because Fairy has less HP and it kind of tricks your eyes. Because usually that throw shouldn't kill a regular health character.
It should not be enough for any other character, but unfortunately, the devs don't really like zoning, I guess. Not every health bar is made equal in this game.
Okay, nice. We're starting to get some zoning in. But right now, a lot of just lasers coming out here for Spear Bro. Okay, now GG on the spot, gets the chip damage in. Oh! I wonder... MDP keeps up the pressure here. At this point, I would say just sitting down and playing the zoning game is fine. Oh, never mind! This is Gap! But no, never mind.
We're back to the no Gap, I guess.
Nice.
I really like the fact that Strobler does seem ready to get into those options, stops the non-EX parry with the lows there. Definitely something that you need to look out for if you're
this is the
Zeta
dangerous
opponent.
part.
Oof, yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is for... So... Jumping is really good against Fairy in general, but right now we're seeing Zeta, which has probably one of the highest rewarding air-to-ground options in the game, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly why I said this matchup is definitely awkward for Fairy, because you're just doing things that Fairy does not like you to do, which is either get those really nice corner carry combos or just go into the air with fairly
or
safe
calling out
options.
the GG tosses with the regular spear or whatnot. There are many things that Zeta can do in this matchup. And right now, Strobler is not having a good time here. Goes into low and did not go for the fuzzy. Probably does not even have a good fuzzy defense here in general.
Yeah, this is one of the things that you definitely need to keep track of and be ready to stop, because you have to be ready to basically defend against that high-low by doing the fuzzy defense, going from high to low, instead of like trying to go for reactions, because that's definitely going to be unreliable. We like the spot dodges there on the lasers, as well as
it's
the
not
punishes.
as a good idea, mostly because Zeta has the M laser to mix them up and then still get hit. Usually when the laser comes out, you need to... For Very, I guess it's more of a mix playing at the range where you call out the M laser with a button, or you jump the L lasers, because you can jump neutrally and the laser will do nothing.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay, playing it safe. Nice ball dodge, at least for now.
Yeah.
See, now this is the problem for Fairy. I feel that people really... Oh no, could have punished... Even an EXDP would have been enough there.
Yeah, that's a bit of an unfortunate situation to be put in. Very close there to being kicked out, just basically one special away from being on chip point.
Funny. Okay, LGG goes for the throw here. I respect the attempt. Nice punish as well. Good conversion. Oh, GG just saving on the tip there. Anyways,
Strobler definitely are a fan of the spot dodge in general, it feels like. Which I'm not a huge fan of for some of these options, specifically because it looks like they're defaulting into it when they don't know specifically how they want to.
It's fine at this level, I feel. Mostly because it's already hard to deal with it. But the higher you go, you have to remember, if you want to spot dodge, you need to know what you're spot dodging.
Yeah.
Just randomly doing that will probably never get you far, or you're gonna get punished for it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to lead up to it. It's been working, but it's not something that I'm a huge fan of, because just because it works doesn't mean that it's necessarily a very good option, because it can be very, very risky.
You know where spot dodge works in this matchup right now for Strobler?
On the 2-2U, on the J2-2U. Yeah, that's definitely what you have to be using that, because it's it should be the only way to cleanly punish it, aside from like doing a reversal on it.
Oh no, drilled it! should have kept it there. You could have. I mean, you know what you could have
yeah.
even done there? A lot of things as a fairy, I feel, because right now you had to play on time. Time was your friend. You had the health advantage. You kind of put yourself in the dev there.
Yeah, this is a big thing. That I mean, this is not just about Rising. Obviously, this happens on every fighting game. But remember, you have 99 seconds, and you're completely fine to use them, and you should be using them when you're playing one of those characters that is more about controlling the pace of the match and making things uncomfortable for your opponent. Effectively, when you have like a big HP leads as a zoner, why not just sit back? Because you don't have to do something. Just make your opponent take those risks, start running at you in ways that are awkward for them, and just make it annoying to approach you, basically. Now, third time's the charm. I'm sure this time I will be able to properly spectate. Otherwise, I'm going to have to ask you to stream for me on Discord.
I mean, I can option select and just open the stream, and you just use whatever you need.
Yeah, let's just have it open. But I'll hopefully be able to spectate on my own screen from now on.
Anyways, for that game, for So Slow, I got nothing much to say. That was pretty okay Zeta play. I do believe that some conversions were lacking. Some were pretty panicky as well. Kind of reliant on the lows more often than not. By the way, you just absolutely evaporated from my screen.
It's a Discord angle. The game is just not cooperating with me right now. Unfortunate, but it is what it is.
But now for Strawbler, I do believe that up until 50% game, you can play the regular fairy game. After 50%, you have to slow down and you have to know how to punish the jump spears. Because you want or not, they are not doing it on reaction. Well, they can do it on reaction if they see you with a button. But usually if they're gonna jump, they're doing preemptively. They just want to get in with that ultimate spear. At most levels. The later on, you'll have to learn other things on how they're using it, the whole air stall gameplay and whatnot. Just enough to bait it out and punish it so they could not use that for free.
Yeah. And don't forget that there's the meter refund as well being at play there. That is very important because if they have to spend only 25 simply to attempt to evaporate you,
or 37.5.
Yeah. But it's still, when they don't have to spend the full 50, that's definitely something that they're completely fine with. And might be able to just go, ahead to attempt doing it twice, for example. Which is definitely not something that you want to hold. Let's just put it this way.
Yep. But yeah, that's all about that match right now. We're gonna go into our third round here, and just another reminder, this is a beginner bracket, and the beginner bracket it's a huge spectrum. If you do feel still as a beginner, usually we get in. And the same goes to you viewers as well. If you have questions that are important to you, just tell us. We're here. I'm reading. I'll scream, by the way, if you really need to.
Yeah, he absolutely will. He's not bluffing.
I'm never bluffing.
Now, this is going to be an interesting matchup, in my opinion. It's the Seahawks against the Vera.
You've been a small fan of Shooks, if I remember right.
Not so much anymore, if I'm being
you
honest.
were. You know the shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
He became more interesting to you. I know, I understand.
No, he actually became less interesting to me. I guess
that's the joke.
Yeah, but I, like the thing is, he actually got new routing, which is supposed to be more interesting. But at the same time, it's just the same thing over and over again. So it ends up being less interesting, which is weird.
I mean,
anyway, I digress.
Thing over and over again with vanilla.
Yeah.
He just
what else can I say? There's nothing else to be said there.
Yeah, That's fine. But the question is, how do I not misinform? There are two ways. Either be informed and say no. Actually, three ways. Either be informed and say only the truth. Two, if you say a statement, add I think and make the statement not objective but subjective. And three, misinform so many times that you get bullied to not misinform people ever again.
Yeah, also just have Dust Loop open on your page. That's definitely a great
That's
way
the first
to
part, like
not be
being
misinformed about
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Here we go. This is how I answer the questions. Just ask questions if you really want to.
Oh my god, I can spectate the game! Amazing.
Alan,
Lovely.
welcome to Grand Blue vs. Rising. This is a fighting game. Apparently.
Commencing test.
Okay, this is a very big discussion, and I'd love to delve into it a bit more, but let's go into the match first. That's a bit of an unfortunate
what discussion?
thing.
I just said that this is a fighting game. I could
Oh,
explain
yes,
all
but
the
we could
rules.
go about more about fighting games and more about Rising in specific and about Grand Blue as a franchise, but we have the match in our hands right now, and we can do that.
I mean, yeah, it's a match, but we didn't see interesting damage coming from Ruby, though. So
Yeah,
for
did
those
not go
that-
for the close light there.
Spot dodge here. Gonna go into Raging Strike. Go into Basketball. Yeah, thank you. Here we
Yeah,
go.
very nice.
So these players seem a bit more accustomed, but I do believe that now what's happening here is mostly matchup knowledge. I do believe the Silver Valiant is slightly panicking against Shooks, which is funny enough. Shooks is probably one of the more bunker characters right now in the game, but there are not a lot of Shookses around.
Yeah, that is definitely true. It feels like people definitely gravitate more towards Nier and Siegfried from those top tiers. Now, at the same time, I feel like, yeah, as you said, Silver Valiant, I feel like does have the matchup knowledge on some things here and there, because they have been going for spot dodges that are actually safe, but then being late, either on when the spot dodge happens or when they try to punish, which has ended up with them being counter hits.
Again, challenging the plus range with the B here. Ooh,
Yeah, that was an interesting setup.
okay, I have to address this. I'm sorry, Ruby. I'm sorry, Silver Valiant. And this is important to all the viewers or not. You do not need reaction time to play fighting games. It is
Absolutely.
helpful, but I'll just tell you this. And this is the definition that I usually give to fighting games. Fighting games are glorified rock, paper, scissors, basically put out in the span of the whole match. You're making a lot of decisions. So what it's asked is to make decisions rather than react. Being prepared to react is a decision as well.
Yeah, being ready makes reacting just so much easier in general. And after a while, you just understand when you have to be ready. So it's less of a reaction and more of a glorified response in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the thing is, people say, oh, my reaction time sucks. Yes, it will suck when it's unfocused. Yes, it sucks if you don't know what you're looking out for. That's why fighting games are really beautiful. There's a lot of nuanced knowledge, decision-making in it before the whole reaction. So, good job there, Silver Valiant, on getting the first match with an SSBA finish with Vera, which is goddamn rare, because usually we see installed Vera, and you would like to go into install as much as possible. But on the other hand, right now we should talk about the match here. And here we go, Alan, please consider what you said again. And I'm not saying this out of bad faith.
We always had the full interesting damage round set there. Ended up being cut short, but I'm assuming you're going to go into the SBA here? Yes, that was... yeah, this is interesting damage. So.
Yeah, interesting damage from Seahawks. So what do we mean about interesting damage from Seahawks? The funny thing is, Seahawks is basically a rushdown character that is extremely fast, and his archetype, at least in the base Grand Blue, was that he does a lot of hits on you, but they don't do as much damage from the combos that he can do, right?
Yeah.
But something changed in Rising that he became the highest damaging character in the game.
Yeah.
One of the highest.
One of the highest, yeah. I really like the fact that we're seeing Ruby, though, even though there have been drops of the... of the attempts for the interesting damage combos. They still go for them. Now, another thing, because this is the third time that it's happened, I absolutely have to touch upon this. So, when there's clashes happening on your auto combos, and you go 1 clash, 2 clash, this is where the RPS stands, and it feels like Silver Valiant has been getting the better of those interactions. So basically, if you press any button that's not a reversal, your throw is going to win. So it's going to be either throw or reversal. One of those two things is going to win. Seox, aside from his SBA and SSBA, does not have a true reversal because it's a parry. Now the parry is obviously going to lose to the throw. So he's kind of forced to go into the throw if he does not have any other option. But if the response is an SBA or SSBA, as we've seen Silver Valiant use twice now, you can actually block that because they are slower.
You know what? I respect Ruby going into parry on +2.
I mean, you have the parry, you're gonna use it, right?
Anyways, one thing that this is very important, Ruby, and I know we probably don't know this kind of information depending on how you deal with it. In install, Vera's MDP, the 2 X wings, they are safe on block.
Oh, but are they actually safe as a move to use in general? Please do tell.
They are not safe because you can block the first hit and then press spot dodge. Then you you'll get a -8 situation where you can punish Vera. That's the only way to punish that as in DP on block.
And I think it's an imperative thing to be aware of and be ready to do against Veras, because they will press that MDP. It's a very good reversal.
It's a free real estate reversal.
Yeah, and at the same time, oh, that's a counter hit.
Before that shit had no cooldown.
Yeah.
Punish! No. Oh, could have gone 2 LFRL and then go into Rekka. Probably panic seeped in.
Yeah, got a little bit excited there for the punish.
Oh, command grab and install we go.
Oh, very awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the name of the game has been scrambles. We've seen a ton of scrambles so far in those 2 games and the first round. And basically it feels like Silver Valiant is a little bit more prepared to deal with those scrambly situations, which is why they have been coming out on top. At the same time, I must chastise at this point, because at first I said, yes, they've been doing those spot dodges on cases where they've been good. You do not want to be spot dodging the Rekka follow-ups there. Spot dodge against the medium Rekka is good, but that's the only case that it's actually good. When they do the plus on block follow-up, you can absolutely mash out of it, and you should. And when they are not doing that, and they're going for the safe dash back option, you should be ready to try and 6-6L them. Obviously, this is not going to work every time. It creates an RPS game, as we said before, very common thing to happen, because they can parry at some points, or if you're a bit late, you're not going to be able to get the punish. But this is like the first thing that you should keep in mind when doing these, when going into this sort of like defending against Seox's Rekka gameplay, because it's kind of a mini game, effectively, right?
Yeah.
And when you're not familiar or comfortable with it, it's going to be very annoying to deal with, certainly. Now, regardless,
it applies to a lot of things.
Yeah, I can see that.
It applies to a lot of things. In reality, I wanted to repeat that. We did say that use and abuse is a factor. And if you feel, this is more of a universal tip to everybody, if you feel that at any point of the set you're losing to the same thing over and over again, and it might be infuriating as hell, I understand. The best thing that you can do is to stop playing that set, go to the lab, replicate the situation, figure out an answer. Because there are very few things in this game that does not have an answer.
Yeah. I mean,
very few.
for this is, I would say this is true for most fighting games, but then there's obviously the exceptions to that rule.
There are
Usually,
always exceptions, yeah.
the Kusoges, or like your your Marvel versus Capcom, your DNF
definitely.
duels, and all of that. But that's a different type of beast. This is not to say that like those games are bad or anything. It's just a different type of fighting game beast for sure.
People play those games for money.
Listen, I mean, I played in a couple of DNF duel brackets myself.
I played Launcher on launch.
Oh, that was not a good option. Not a good choice. I pray for your soul.
I just gravitate towards such characters. But regardless about that, good stuff there from Silver Valiant and Ruby. I do believe Ruby kind of was not really accustomed to the Vera matchup in general. A lot of things went through. And Silver Valiant played pretty okay. I do believe that there are some small like optimizations here and there, and then you can start learning that the crispy meta game that is dealing with the fuzzy defense.
Yeah, as I said, it felt like it was basically Silver Valiant being able to come out on top with a lot of those scrambles.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I must say, even though Ruby had a lot of, for example, like dropped combos or awkward situations, I must respect the fact that they are going for them. They were going for the close light into close heavy links. They were definitely trying to employ that, which is paramount if you want to get a good combo game going with Seox. They were trying to go for the ultimate skills. It did not work out, but if you don't use it, you're never going to learn to actually use it, right? So that's a thumbs up for
me. The question here, Silver Valiant, I appreciate you trying to answer it. The question is which the one to stick from the games. My answer to you, true Poggers, Kyle, by the way. Whichever looks the coolest for you now. Fighting games are very motivation-driven things. You will lose a lot in the fighting game, and those usually hidden in motivation. If you play the game that looks the coolest to you, it has the coolest looking character or whatnot, and it has the coolest, either comfiest gameplay, it will give you, it will pull you through those harsh starting points of the fighting game.
That is definitely true.
There are more executionally easier games, there are harder executionally easier games, there are more knowledge-based games, there are more decision-based games. It really depends on multiple ways of how the fighting game is built. But in the end of the day, you're going to be putting time into that one fighting game, and you'll be learning that one fighting game, you're learning the concepts there, which is applied universally in most of them. It's basically when you learn the rules of rock, paper, scissors, you can play rock, paper, scissors with the whole world.
Speaking of knowledge, now there was a lot of situations there where both players did very punishable things, but there was no punish, so definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it quite a bit, because this is Menhera Lover versus Lumi playing a Zoe versus Vasaraga game.
Yeah, so Vasaraga
can punish.
Definitely. Oh
far,
yeah, for example,
light.
This should be.
It's far light because it's -8 and Vass's far light is 8. So
yeah. And then we also had, for example, the ultimate tackle being blocked with no punish previously. And Vasaraga is one of those characters that definitely have fallen out a little bit of favor in terms of power level, but they have those very annoying ultimate skills that they are going to be able to cycle on wake up between
press jump light at least if you're in that situation, not jump M.
At the same time, I like this option of Nahira going for that raging strike. Just make sure that this interaction is going to kill.
What's going on?
Uncertain. There's a character change actually.
Going to Catalina right now. Yeah, well, yes. It is still a Swiss bracket with the standard ruling of the Grand Blue versus is that you get, of course, to show off the skin for 22k coins. I don't know.
You can buy it. You can buy it for 5 years as well. It's fine. I'd rather pay the €5 than blind 22,000 rupees, if I'm being
Mhm.
honest.
Just what's going on here?
All right. So in
yeah.
the standard ruling, the loser of the match has the right to change the game the game
Let's find out.
character.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Okay, so now Carolina, one of those characters that has a very basic game plan. She's like, I feel like the most simplistic shadow, if you may. She's the footsies character, basically.
Yep. And I don't see footsies whatsoever right now.
She has some definitely strong options, but they're kind of limited, is the issue with her. Whether it's because,
Shimmy.
for example, her 2L being very awkward, and very short range, having only 3 specials instead of the usual
You
4.
see a difference in BPs.
Yeah, that was obviously a huge difference in BPs. At the same time, as I said before, I think it's respectable to overuse, but you definitely don't want to, because there was a big HP lead there for Lumi that just ended up being evaporated very quickly from just a couple of hits, because you're getting into that damage penalty. You can no longer do the BC to get out of those sticky situations. They did try to definitely push the advantage, but that was not the case. Now, this is the second time I feel like there was an effort to combo from the heavy fireball mid-screen. A reminder that you can combo from a mid-screen, but it has to be on a crouching opponent, right? If your opponent is standing, you absolutely cannot link that. Okay. So actually, I've been playing a little bit of Kalina myself lately. Not because of the skin. I prefer the original Carolina outfit, personally.
It can't end here.
But now I really like the use of her U skills. I think it's something that if you want to take your Carolina further, it's something that you have to go for. But at the same time, it's just sometimes it's just so awkward to do things with. Again, because of the limits of a lot of things. Unfortunately, the combo limits from the DP push in a very sick situation. Also, one of the characters that kind of, at some points, feels forced to do those raging chains. At the same time, I'm a little bit of a fan of going for that when you know that you need to do it. Now, out of BP again, doesn't matter. He is going to get destroyed now.
Just slick meaty, and that's gonna be a 1-1 right now.
Believe in victory.
Yeah, Louis Cadlian definitely feels more comfortable than the Vastaraga here against the Zoe.
I think
kind
that
of
there
get
was
it
some
as well.
inherent
Perhaps,
bet,
yeah.
so you know, it just works that way.
Yep.
Alright, we're gonna get a
Roll
nice
through.
combo here. That's gonna be going straight into Mist Meaty. Probably some shenanigans. -8, gets a punish,
Yes.
Raging Strike, good stuff there. Gonna be seeing some good combos. I would have said that there are other ways of doing that as well, but I haven't seen enough Catalinas to tell you what is better than auto combo into EX Fireball.
Yeah, I feel like it's not something that I've tested personally, but just by the looks of it, I think you should be able to basically do a Raging Chain into the Heavy Fireball and then link a ultimate 2-1-4. It's something that a lot of characters can do. Ooh, okay.
That's not
So
going
we
to
can
kill.
do with that.
No!
Oh, the War Bounce! No! Into the chip damage! No! That was about to be so good, but it ended up being so bad for Lumi.
That bounce, I did not believe in that bounce.
Yeah, the 2-1-4H is just very good at getting those long range bounces, for sure, when your opponent is already juggled. So yeah, it's definitely something that you have to look out for, because you need the additional damage as Catalina, right? You have to squeeze as much damage from every positive interaction as you can in order to find success.
Alright, Two-Man Hero Lover of the future. I believe there's one thing in line. Why are you giving away your pressure on your knockdown as much? It's
Yeah.
better to get a close like meaty on your opponent than jumping back and giving them space to breathe.
Especially against Carolina. If you're Carolina, I feel like it's much more reasonable to not go, for example, for the close light and just take a step back, utilize your far heavy. Ooh, be careful.
That was
Utilize
a
your
long
far
one.
heavy, utilize your 2M, have your opponent play at this awkward range where only you feel comfortable. But for Zoe, you definitely want to either go for the additional pressure or when available, go for those lightning setups, right? Now, again, we have spent all our BP
Oh.
very quickly, but does not matter if our opponent is dead.
Your talent is
Yep.
Battle 2.
It's gonna be another round to Lumia right now, and again, this is a repeat of the previous round.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they keep going into the helicopter, which is not what you want to go for there. You want to
Yeah,
go to
Rekka
the
would be
Rekka.
better, I feel. Even a regular Rekka, if you don't believe, is fine.
Yeah.
Just to get a consistent knockdown and more damage. Plus, remember, you get absolutely more bar from getting a good hit in as
Yeah.
well.
Now
Yes.
remember, the Ultimate Dragon is air unblockable. It's the reason that there's no way out. Once you've jumped the Zoe, you're basically at her mercy as far as getting hit by the Ultimate Dragon is concerned.
Low.
Gets the low there.
Yep. Ultimate Fireball.
Luby again out of BP. But at this point,
No,
it's
no,
just,
no, no, no,
yeah,
no,
both
no,
sides are very
punish!
low.
That
No
was a
punish!
punish!
Oh, that's very unfortunate. Again, punish? No!
Oh, that was Raging Strike, 100%. They just don't have any BP, and now here we go. Lumi decides to go for another Raging Strike conversion, but A
was an
hit
honor
and
to
gets
have crossed
another match.
Believe in victory.
Yeah, unfortunately, had already spent all the BP on previous punishes. Could have went for one of the ultimate skills there, I reckon, to kill if you're afraid that the SSBA is too far to connect.
How many times do you think it would be more useful if Manhara did not 66H but run up 2M?
I mean, or just go for even the 6XM, the overhands.
No. Not even dash, just dash up stop 2M at certain ranges. I feel the success rate will be nice, right? Because right now, Lumi's starting to adapt.
Yeah, this is the reverse of the use and abuse case that we're talking about.
Yeah.
66H definitely is a great tool. It's very strong, and it forces your opponent to play around it. But at this point, Lumi has been incredibly consistent with blocking it and then punishing it.
Battle 2.
So you kind of have to go back to the drawing board with that, right?
That point from Manhara Lover?
That was a 6XM.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, at the same time, it feels like Lumi just generally been getting a lot more mileage off of straight hits, but also been getting a lot of counter hits on these close lights, on the OP pressure.
Oh!
Oof, we're exchanging BP here.
They counters the defensive one back. Tries to bait a Brave counter back, because yes, Luby, congratulations. There is such a concept called monkey see, monkey do. If you DP the man, he'll DP it back very fast.
Absolutely, yeah.
It is basically reminding that that option exists.
Yeah, important here to note on this interaction, the medium dragon is not going to go away after you've hit Zoe. Oh, again, going into the helicopter, definitely not the option you want to be using from here. Rather, you have to go into the either a Raging Strike or a Rekka, or even both.
Oh,
we were
gets a
pressing.
Raging Strike, and this is looking like a kill. Go for the ultimate skill. What? That was still not
with
a
the
win.
combo limits, we could have killed in many ways.
God, DP.
But we're going to kill in the DP. Yeah.
Oh, and that's gonna be free to. Also saying Manhara lover and doesn't play the Manhara characters. You don't need to play the Manhara character to be a Manhara fan.
That is also true. Now,
But
yeah.
yeah.
So Lumi's Carolina definitely felt like they were much more in control of what was happening. They were much more prepared for anything coming their way. Props for not morbing out with, just spamming the light and medium enchanted lands, the 2 and 4s, in neutral instead being Cool, calm, and collected, blocking those 6/6Hs, and getting those punishes, which is definitely what you want to do if your Zolo opponent really likes to use the 6/6H. Don't want to be giving them free hits. At the same time, Form and Hero Lava definitely need to be more certain, I feel like, of the combo routing, because they got those 6/6H hits a few times, but then just ended up doing the wrong special, basically. You definitely either want to go into a Raging Chain or a Wrecker. The helicopter is never going to connect there. But also, but also just establish your long range pressure with the VL Dragon. That's another thing that I feel like is going to get a lot of mileage from the Zoe.
Definitely. Oh.
Now, so this is our third round complete. We are going to take a 5-minute break between round 3 and round 4. This is a definitely long Swiss bracket, so we're just going to get 5 minutes, do your stretches, come back for the 4th round, ready to duke it out.
Reminder that every time you can write your questions and we will answer them at the soonest possible moment, which is after the break. And if there's a lot of questions, I'll probably rap god them. So if you want to hear rap god riot, go for it.
Oh, I want to hear rap god riot. Please give him a lot of questions.
No.
I agree. No, we do not buff Cheetah. I just put him in.
We're live, by the way.
Oh, we're live. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I was just letting him cook with the banjo.
Yes, I'm a banjo owner, apparently. Oh shit. Nope. Got it.
Yeah, I'm definitely an enjoyer. That's very nice. Anyway,
It's basically because I've beaten Outer Wilds and I wanted that inter. Actually, Flooperich? Here you go.
what a land.
Anyways, back to the beginner bracket here, and if you need more about what the fuck am I doing with banjo and only having it 2 weeks, and it's my first string instrument at all, and I'm just learning it. Question times. Let's go. Lily for Rising. I don't know. Well, maybe. Misinformation warning sound on the soundboard when? Never. I got cooked by everyone else because I have no matchup experience with 80% of cast. That's normal. Definitely gonna have to do a run back. Need to do more practice against Jeters. It's Jita. Learn how to play against Shotos. Alan asked a question: how many games would a woodchuck throw if a woodchuck could throw games? And by the way, what the hell do you mean by throwing games? What else is here? When did Neko Shine Iron Valen versus Aganu with the 6 shades and the bracket tracker? Probably never. Lobsters is the one that's doing it. Alright, pick one and only anime to recommend, which is Tatami Galaxy. Question: what is your favorite Rising OST? Peace and quiet. What's the best infrastructure as code solution? Why is it Kubernetes? Yes. Yes, maybe. I don't know. My question is, why does the guest boot exist in this game? Because it is probably the best and the worst thing that was given to this game at all.
Look at these stinking copycats.
Oh,
Scepter.
getting to match.
When are you joining beginner banjo bracket? There's a beginner banjo bracket?
Wrong somehow.
We'll make one for you.
Well, thank you. Anyways, let's get into our matches here. It's gonna be Chili?
Some kind of trick.
Yeah,
Chili is a beginner?
I mean, the beginner bracket does entail beginner to intermediate. Shelly hasn't been that much, I feel like, on the rising train or grind. So they definitely feel like they are in this stage. And if they're confident with it and our lovely TO agrees with it, obviously no problems.
Ooh, we're gonna be playing against Booty, and this is gonna be a Dancho match here. Vegeta versus Gran. Oh my god, that's looking like the nice optimization there, changing sides, but unfortunately Chelly dropping the combo there. Come on.
That's gotta hurt.
I messed up.
Yeah, that was some nice routing from the start from Booty, but then ended up dropping on the DP, which could have been very scary. But on ended up being. Now, you talked about this before, about how Jita has the really strong fireball game, so I feel like this is one of the very annoying things when you're playing this Ren, right? Like, you have the definitely inferior fireball game and corner carry.
Yep, that is
So you have
definitely
to be
true,
very
but right now
deliberate.
Chelly... Oh, what? Ooh, spot dodging to meaty E6XL here? I don't know how good of an idea that is, but you do. Oh, and
Yeah,
I
sometimes
did
it
this!
works. Ooh, okay, we got the...
Oh, this combo always surprises me. Like, it looks like it could drop, but it never drops.
Yeah, it feels like it's just going, like disaster waiting to happen, but it's very deliberate. So
That was a snore? No, that was me groaning.
Fight for me.
I mean, it's also unfair. Jita has the blue hair, Gran does not. So,
I mean, he has an SSB that he can get to blue hair.
still,
Good job.
that's
Exactly.
the fact.
Anyways,
Ooh, I
back,
like
to,
those
back to the
things.
beginner bracket here. Honestly, I don't know where to put this. The pressure seems fine, neutral seems fine. Well, there's not much projectile based neutral here, but because they decided to play a lot on just in general getting in their faces as fast as possible. Nice delay there from Chele.
Good job.
Oh, drops the combo, unfortunately.
Ooh, the neutral jump in the corner. You're not really achieving much there. This is gonna be an SSBA just to finish it, and we're not gonna get an SSBA finish screen. Sad.
Yeah, when you're doing those neutral jumps, it feels safe sometimes, but remember, you know, a lot of normals,
Shall we?
more or less,
Round one.
most of the 2Hs, for example, have the iron blockable property, so you're kind of asking to get hit by that if you don't have an air soul.
Okay, gonna get some bombos here. Hey, that's no recovery and probably a drop combo. Didn't get a good knockdown, but does not matter. Chelly gonna continue on with the damages here. Probably gonna go into super. Yeah, here we go. Could have spent a Raging Strike somewhere there for a bit more damage, because you still regain again the bravery point with the super.
Seriously?
Yeah, at the same time, I think he was a little bit scared of maybe reaching combo limit, wasn't maybe keeping track of that, so if you're not sure about your combo limit, better to keep it safe rather than trying to cash out and drop the combo, lose your meter and BP, right?
No, that's fair. I mean, yeah, usually you should be scared of your combo limit if you get already a juggling hit.
Yes.
Like the far ends from the neutral jump, probably those have a bit of different combos that you need to think about. But
Yeah, when you
it's
end here,
looking
basically.
way better now for Chelly.
Gotta hurt.
Mostly because on how many times Booty was opened up in the corner there.
2. Fight for me.
Yeah, at the same time, it feels like Chelly is a bit more comfortable holding the ground, holding the forts, and just being on the defensive compared to Booty so far. Just as I say that, they've been opened up twice by the 6XL, so my bad, sorry.
Happens.
Yeah.
Plus frames, gets the throw in. That is very close to death. And now we're going to be playing a sudden death, basically.
At the same time, Booty could have killed them, pretty sure, there, because they went into the L 214, because they could have gone into the EX and just killed. Have to be a little bit more aware of your opponent's HP there. Have a killer instinct, perhaps.
There we go.
Yeah, like-
Clean.
Grand really needs to capitalize on those stray hits, I feel like, right?
Confirming it to EX Booten next to the corner is insanely important, mostly because
Yeah.
Gran just relishes in these kind of like, you know, explosive combos in the corner. He's one of the higher damaging characters in the game.
Yeah.
Could there be a ultimate boot conversion there? Question mark? Gran Bros?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. At that point.
You're done.
Misses the punish. It's -6.
Yeah, it was a little bit on the space side as well there, so maybe also considering that difference in spacing made Chelly double check that. It's understandable. At the same time, when you know that your opponent is going to be when you've blocked one of those negative boots, right? You should be ready to just attempt to punish it. Maybe it just doesn't work, right?
Yeah, see, remember we didn't say about the projectile game. There is no time to do the projectile game whatsoever because Booty is being very aggressive on the approach. So at this point, you want to slow down the game by being a bit more passive, or you just slugfest back first, which is funny when you think about it.
Yeah, at the same time, I feel like even though, as we said, Cheetah has that really nice fireball game, she should always be kind of content to scramble with Grand, right? She should probably be coming out on top of this, I feel like. Just by the favor of the record just being so strong in those scrambles. Like when you get a very small thing, a very small interaction win, just take them to the corner, right?
Round 2. Fight for me.
Back.
yeah.
Oh, misconfirmed the M boot there from the record.
Yeah, very minus. Nice punch there.
Good job.
I like the spacing Shelly is standing with the far M's, honestly, here.
Good job.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I felt like Chili was always pretty comfortable with in base with Cheetah. Just knowing which bases are kind of awkward to play against her and utilizing that. Catching the movement that as well.
Ooh.
It should be big damage.
Not just big damage. No, I won't kill.
Yeah.
It'll be close, though. Only being like a strike throw, probably.
Exactly, what we talked about before. This is try to give situation.
I like the backdash. Oh, what? No,
No, don't go for the sick RPS.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that was that was enough to make a rare squill, as you can tell.
No.
Kind of understandably so, I must admit.
Okay, here we go. That's a bounce. Because Jida needs it.
Yeah, absolutely. There, we're getting compliment now. Ooh, big counter hits on the roll through.
Here we go, Fireball employed. But because of that move, it's so hard to do it. 668 getting called out with the jump in. This range, gonna go in. Jelly! What?
Yeah, this was again like a situation.
Huh?
Maybe tried to RPS something there, but again, why are we going to the U with from Booty? Like the H put would have absolutely certainly been a kill twice now in the corner.
Ooh. Okay,
Really
how
annoying.
should I bring these news to Chelly Roku?
I don't know if there's a good way. I think you just have to go with the right way.
First thing is human reaction to visual stimuli at the maximum when you're looking out for something is 16 frames. 6XL takes in total 20. You're not punishing it on reaction with the super.
Yeah. Like you can be ready for it and like preemptively do it, but it's not going to be like oh, I just reacted to it, right? That's a nice conversion off the fireball there.
Limit here. Oh my god, footsies?
It's a bit of an interesting thing, I feel like, because Chelly has been getting the better of his conversions and has been much more consistent with the hit confirms, but it's still not him that has the advantage right now in the set.
Definitely. Oh, that's gonna be an
There we go.
explosive
Oh, no.
jump in, but does not get the combo till the end.
Yeah, we did not go into the close medium into the fireball to continue that combo, we just went into the auto combo.
Nice.
And Chelly's going to answer back. Yeah, that's going to kill.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, definitely a big fan of doing that. When you know it's going to kill, take no risks, just explode them with the backhand.
Okay.
Round 2. Fight for me.
Yeah, I just think it's a bit weird the dynamics of this match for the reasons previously mentioned. At the same time, when we are in neutral, aside from the fact that maybe there's a little bit more liberal use of 6XL due to it being allowed by both players, we are seeing some pretty standard, Jita, Gran, actual footses, with the far mediums and the two ends.
Yeah, it's a shorter match of all time.
Absolutely.
I like the delays. Here we go.
Ooh, does not have everyone. Yeah, there's the neutral jump working against the 6XL.
Ooh, punish! Again!
Yeah, and you just have to be ready to make those punishes, otherwise your opponent's just gonna keep doing those until it works, right? Oh, we don't get the hit confirm.
Probably want to delay the close light.
Punish this, please!
Again. 30 seconds, you have the health advantage. You're going for the chip, and that thing is not punishable. Oh, here we go. Far light. Wait. What did he... Oh, punish the throw attempt there. Just walking out of it.
Now 2-2-2. So this is going to be the final round of this set. Let's see who comes out on top. Again, I can't understate this enough. You have to be ready as Graham. You need that killer instinct. You need to go into those heavy boots. Go for that big damage. Because that's what your character does, right? That's the strength of the character.
She can! 3 times in a row. Can we get a fourth?
Oh no.
Just being too far away there.
Yeah. But no big punish coming up from Shelly's side. It's not very ready for that.
Could have been a block DP, probably just something punished.
Speaking of block TPs,
Yep,
to the boots.
They're gonna get a kill. Fun fact, did you know that you can optimize your combo by doing close heavy in between the DP hits and get a counter hit?
Yeah, at the same time, I understand if you're like not sure whether or not you're going to get that big combo when any combo is going to kill, right? Might as well just go for the safe rounds. But yes, what you're saying is absolute.
Shotgun primed. Whoa! Oh, yo!
Oh, that was some nice routing there.
That was pretty cute.
Now we minus. Shelly's taking the turn back.
Yeah. But remember, there's a small problem in the name of the shotgun. This could end really badly.
Yeah.
Oh,
For either of them.
my
Ooh, went through that with invulnerability. Ooh, Raging Chain. I like that.
Yes. I'm gonna go just into a full Rekka here. Goes for some charge up. 9%. Gets the Raging Strike hit in. And now we're looking for Ultimate Fireball.
Yeah, but Shelly's... Oh, please, you have to punish this. No! Oh.
And the spot dodge on the ultimate Rekka here. Gonna seal the deal with a throw.
Yeah. So Shelly was basically like on the back of it there. Just both players on the brink of dying, but Booty with the round up. Feeling a little bit more comfortable there, it feels like. And he's going to take the set.
Yeah, definitely. Was looking really good. And now we're gonna go into our next match. Like, I got nothing more to say about Shelly and Bori. They were only like maybe optimization and punishing left.
Yeah. As we said, it's just about like having a more concrete hit confirm game, and then you're basically golden with what you're doing to push it further.
Only one can leave.
All right, let's get into our next match here, which is gonna be Positive Guy 123 versus Serious Bacon.
Now, I think it's something to be said about Positive Guy 123 being a Vera player, but let's see how that goes.
Hey, Vera brings a lot of positivity.
Truly.
Asterix when Catalina is on the screen.
Now, having taken the corner there... Ooh, I like that. The Raging Chain giving the hard knockdown into the GG, very nice. I know Serious Bacon has been grinding out the ferry in the lab and in ranked. So really nice to see them having those true GG setups at the ready.
I mean, you don't really... There's something I like to always say in... Oh, whoa, that could be a combo. That's a counter hit.
Hits.
Yeah. Missed opportunities there for Positive Guy. Tries to get a cheeky 5U. I don't know how early is it to say, is that you don't need to lab out any of the setups and combos as much. It's better to first learn how to be comfortable in neutral.
Absolutely, that is.
And that is true at any given time, and it will save you a lot of labbing time, in my opinion.
And I mean, this is probably even more important for the zoners, right? Because neutral is your game. You have to play that and navigate that properly. Otherwise, nothing else really matters, right?
I mean, it does matter, because if for Fairy her reward for winning that neutral and from time to time getting a successful offensive is probably one of the most uncomfortable positions you can be in the game. Under
Okay, yeah.
Oki. So, you know.
I see that. Now, there's something that I've noticed from Positive Guy, that they're doing those jump-ins and holding the close light very early, which I think Bacon should keep track of, because this gives you a very easy punish, right? Because you can just use anything better.
Here I would have liked to see SSBA. Just burn that 100 bar. Oh.
Yeah, I can see that.
Sorry, everyone.
The Ultimate
shows a
Scarlet
bit.
Oath zooms to you from Australia just to hit you low and then high. Remember.
Only one
Low
can
and
live
high.
without one.
And it's -4 on block.
Yeah, so it's effectively unpunishable. Now I guess you could spot dodge the first hit, which is going to make it so that the second hit does not come out. But
I
obviously,
usually
if
just
you
repeat it. But the given fairy does not have a.
you have to use the
meterless-
meter there. Maybe.
I
not.
wonder what's the clash level on the ultimate skull. If you could use LDP just there as a crush value button, or MDP even, or reaction.
Yeah. The
You
problem
see-
there is that if you mistime any of this and get counter hit, you're given a full combo to the Vera, right?
Yep, as BA here gonna get a lot of damage, which is not gonna kill. What
Very
the hell?
close, though. Okay. Ah,
Yeah,
we blocked the
low
low, not the
high.
high. Yeah. Like the BC.
Oh, the overhead!
I must say, after getting the BC there, though, which was a counter hit, it means you get a hard knockdown, your opponent is at chip point, might as well set up GG and go for the chip kill, much safer than actually
No,
trying
you go
to
for the
something
overhead.
there.
Nobody expects the overhead.
I mean, what if the overhead then doesn't work? That's very risky, though. I understand your point, though.
When was the
Yes, we are,
recorded instance of overhead not working?
we are in the lower bracket as well. Yeah, makes sense.
If it does not work, Lobster is gonna cut it out of the VOD.
Yeah.
Confidential information.
Yeah, we must not show this to the public. Makes sense.
Anyways, this is looking really good now. Bacon can play the zoning game nice. So one thing that I particularly like to say to give people slight patience on how to play against Fairy. Fairy is a special kind of zoner that particularly has pretty poor ways to chip you at range. Right?
Yeah, they always have gaps there, basically. If you're
Not,
going
not
for
just
the last
gaps.
zone as well.
Most of her zoning comes from normals, and normals don't chip.
Yeah.
It was different in base game when OD was a thing, but
We don't
we don't have that now. So, in reality, the only dangerous times when Fairy is particularly dangerous in neutral is when she gets the ability to chip you. That means throwing GG on you or playing more offensively on you. But if she's doing offensive play on you, that means just putting herself in the danger. Oh no, that was a DP. Could have punished it.
Oh, catches the 200 view with the GG.
That was interesting.
Yeah, so we have to assume that the clash level there is definitely not high, right?
And the other part is that because there is no chip damage without using specific options, you can just approach calmly against Fairy. You don't need to call out a lot of things.
Yeah, and that's exactly when Fairy thrives, right? When you feel pressed and try to like go onto her haphazardly, either through rolling or just getting risky jumps. That's what Fairy wants you to do.
Yes, and just remember, even if you have the health disparity, you still have, like, for now, 70 seconds. Just figure out one good decision on Fairy, and you will probably destroy her.
Yeah, like, yes, she can spend the meter to DP, but spending the meter is a very real resource. And let's not even go into, like, what happens if you block her DP, right? She's one of those characters that has lower health pool. You're
I'm
going to
pretty sure
explode
this
her.
matchup is funny till 50%. Because if 50% happens and then Fairy throws GG, you can just ultimate Bloomy on reaction, I feel. This is my first idea that basically changes this matchup, and that is an air unblockable. You were put into DGG, and here go the 50-50.
Yeah, Bacon has definitely been favoring the highs so far. Something that Positive might want to keep track of if they want to be a little bit safe. At the same time, you could try to take a risk with the reversal, right? But obviously that's the RPS that happens when you have to hold the GG OT.
Yep. Let's get into this is set point already for Series Bacon.
Now, in order to avoid misinformation, Silver Valiant says something in the chat that's definitely relevant, is that GG on that Scholar Oath interaction hit Vera before it was active. So us talking about class levels was a bit moot.
Nice. Was this your first time misinforming people?
Definitely not. I'm
Okay.
certain I've done this before.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go again with the turn for you.
Ooh, that's a raw Raging Strike that is not gonna get answered. And that's fine, I guess, for Positive Guy, because Perry's not gonna deal as much damage and didn't have bar to get any hard knockdown, so I would say at that point you're not spending a BP, so that's extremely fine. Whoa!
Did this work? It did! That's a defiant answer to the close lines. But yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of not using the BP there, actually.
You know how
For
to
sure.
deal with Fairy's Far Light? Just press Far Medium.
That is
simple.
definitely...
They
that
are
is
all
definitely something.
negative.
I mean, at the same time, all the characters I play just have such a fun time
Or
fighting
fighting.
Fairy, so I actually never had to really learn the matchup.
Let me see if I'm
Let me set up.
misinformed.
Oh, that's plus.
Yeah, no, it's -6 if you block the second hit.
Counter hits.
Oh, that's gonna be big and looking like a kill. No combo limit. About bait therapy.
Yep, nice patience.
Yeah, it's -5 on block for Farlight, so that is a 13 frame gap between them.
Okay, we're doing the 2Us, not letting Roach all walk back. Like that.
6M. A lot more aggressive approach against for Positive Guy, probably deciding that, you know, the right way is to not let Fairy play, and that's the right way. Congratulations, you learned how to fight zoners.
Yep, that's definite there. And it feels like they're much more comfortable when they are on the offensive, reasonably so, playing the Vera. Ooh, that was a whiff on Raging Strike, probably on the Brave counter damage.
-1? Yeah, I feel for Fairy. Like, that -1 is might as well just be plus.
Yeah, it's
Given
an
the
obvious
options.
situation where it feels like you only have one choice and your opponent has two at that point anyway.
What,
with,
what
health
choice?
limit. Yeah.
If it's slightly spaced out, your 2L is a thing, but 2L has lower clash values and probably gets crushed by the other Farlights. And might even whiff if it's spaced out. There are situations where it's fucked up to block Scarlet Wolf with the 6-framer.
Ooh, stopping those 5Us, nice.
Goes for the SBA here, getting the maximum damage and the BP. Drunk auto combos coming in hot.
Yeah. Also, though, the BP economy definitely now in favor of Bacon. 3-1.
Oh, the
Oh, can we hit again?
Tries to be cheeky with the neutral 5U, uses the last bravery point, putting it a very... You freaking didn't. And that is... Should have Farlight... Whoa! What is this? Was a throw and Bacon, even now, double Luigi situation here.
Yeah. I also would have liked to see Bacon actually try to go for the Raging Chain, just force your opponent to showcase that they have the spot dodge, but at the same time, very reasonable when you're on the last set to not want to try to take any sort of risks. But you know, it's the name of our discussion. Do the things that you know will work.
Yep.
That
GG on
feels
screen, playing it safe, Positive Guy, really good. Just be calm.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Feels like they are fine right now, taking a back step, being on the back foot of the final round of the sets.
Nice. Get your turn back. Good stuff. We're gonna go into SBA. This is very scaled. Not gonna kill, but messes that combo. But 2L hitting it low. And that's gonna be it. 3-2 goes to Serious Bacon, and we can all applaud Lobsters for having clairvoyant powers.
Yes, I think it just makes sense there that you, even if you drop the combo, it doesn't really matter. You got the side switch, you have an insurmountable health lead, basically forcing your opponent to try and BC, but then they've already lost a bravery point to that super, so just feels like a very hard situation having to navigate through that, unfortunately, for Positive Guy. We did see some nice stuff from both players there. I feel like I really like the fact that Positive Guide just ended up being dynamic in choosing what speed they wanted to go for in approaching the ferry. So definitely like that. But yeah, it was the classic, I'm playing a rushdown character against Ferry, and I'm not 100% sure what to do. Let's see what works. Let's see what sticks.
Yeah. And it worked out just fine.
But definitely want to go back to say, keep track of Vera's 2-1 for you. Don't let her get away with the low-high thing. Very easy to block when you're aware of it.
Ultimate Scarlet Ops. Oh, well, that was a problem at the beginning. It feels that at the last Ultimate Scarlet Ops was blocked. It was basically learning the matchup on the go, which I respect.
I can see that.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into our next match here, which is... Are they beginners?
I mean, it's still, as we said, the beginner bracket is a spectrum.
It is a spectrum.
And based on the specific description of the beginner bracket, this is a beginner to intermediate bracket. It's up to your jurisdiction whether or not you feel like you belong in that in that level, and then again to the lovely tournament organizer to basically rectify that or not. So.
All right, that's fair
Soki
enough.
from Aldi, they changed. It was Soki from Wish. Now it's Aldi.
Well, let's see if it's still from Aldi or it's Saki from AliExpress. But right now, it's gonna be Samu versus Blanc, and I don't know. Usually, I'll be real when it comes to the beginner bracket. The one thing that you get used to mostly talking is just pointing out those small little errors, right? But knowing Samu and how Blanc plays as well, I don't know if we have a lot to talk.
Yeah, I can see that. I've not played against Blanc. I've played a few times against Samu myself. They are one of those players that I feel like is new to the game with Rising. They're going at it, grinding that Charlotta.
Oh my god.
That was a very nice throw though. Now, when we talk about Charlotta at the same time, and since we are in the beginning bracket, I feel like we have to always overstate the importance of being ready to anti against this character. I think you would agree. It's her awkward jump speed and her demon flip are things that are definitely terrorizing beginners. But once you become more comfortable with like anti-airing them and stuffing them, everything is just much easier. Especially since she was kind of nerfed in Rising, wasn't she?
Let's just see what was going on here. Osamu's been using a lot of that demon flip just to ignore the trap game whatsoever, which is respectable and whatnot. What I would like to see from Blanc then just to slow down and be prepared for those, because really those demon flips are not reactionary. They're preemptive. They are made with the conviction. Ooh, Raging Strikes back. Interesting. Just pressing throw as a punish there. Nice brave counter, not getting in one chip damage. But that is unsafe jump, and the DP will finish it up. Samu getting the first match.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying about the demon flip. At the same time, I feel like if you're looking out for it specifically, it's something that you can actually reasonably react to the startup of it, not to the follow-up, but just the fact that she's going into the air. Definitely needs you to have looking out for it though.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ooh, that was nice. Really like
Oh,
that.
the traps is gone there. I would still like to see a funny combo. Again, this. So, all right. I think if we saw our first matchup shenanigan that Samu is probably not taking much or at least has an automatic response that doesn't work all the time.
Mhm.
So the thing is with Cagliostro teleporting in the air with the EX1, there is a specific range where they'll always cross up, otherwise it will be on the in front of you. You could actually use the EXDP as Charlotte.
Yeah.
It doesn't care which side it is. It basically beats both ways and is air blockable.
Yeah, because of the angle that she takes when she goes
Yeah.
up on the whole ladder.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise you need to stop and press 2H, which then again you need to be prepared for it.
Yeah, and 2H on the teleport is definitely much harder than anti-airing any, regular jump or the demon flip. So
One
something
thing that you
that's for
could
sure
remember
harder.
with anti-airing and the reward of it, the best thing that you can do with an anti-air is just giving the reason for opponent not to do jump spins or shenanigans like this with the teleport. It does not have to be, oh, you jumped and coughed, I will obliterate you and your family on the level of a combo. It's just enough, a light tap just to block him. And Samu wakes up with super. Alrighty.
Yeah, Samu is definitely a player that is a little bit reversal happy, I feel like. At the same time, yeah, as we said, using your BP probably takes precedent, but at the same time, he had already used, I think, 2 of them, and caught Blank on trying to do a meaty Raging Strike there.
The spear does not respect the cancel. Counter hit. The traps are there now. Oh, and you catching it. Let's go for the control games right there. Sam would really be using that 2U just to clear the traps and the forward advance, which is quite dangerous, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like Charlotta just doesn't really have the really great options for that, does she?
Well, it's a universal option.
Yeah, obviously,
oh,
but
just ooh. What was that? Was that super? They just crossed up?
I'm not sure. Could have been just a mash there, or trying to DP as they felt like.
If
they
it
were
was a
going into
DP, you cannot particularly fail it. If I remember right, the DP is on 5 input.
Depends on your timing, because
Depends on the timing. I knew it. No.
maybe they were trying to do a DP and slap hands came out. I was not looking at the cooldowns.
Let me see if I remember it correctly. Otherwise, Saki will send me to the woods.
Not the woods. It's not nice.
Yeah, it is on 5.
I see a lot of DP going on.
Oh, Kirby!
The UDP from Cagliostro when Samu
Actually
has
balling
those
into the
strings.
trap.
Battle 2.
Balling into the trap and then just getting bonked by the throne there.
Alright, so get the spike in. That's a GP reset right now. Brave counters out. Blanc does not want to deal with it. I
Nice.
like being prepared against those teleports when it's on the ground.
Yeah, like being ready to answer those ground teleports is definitely a big thing against dissuading Cagliostro to use them. Unfortunately, going to combo limit and then be punishable on that.
And using a lot of brave points as well on that. Oh, but the M noble strategy into a Helm Splitter, kind of swatting Blanc away from the skies there.
Yeah, Blanca was, I feel like, expecting a reversal, just ended up...
Oh no, that was DP. Fuck, it looked like... What?
Well, you said MDP, didn't you? I'm pretty sure.
No,
You're
because
confusing
it's
yourself?
DP is Holy Ladder.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Yeah, but I think, unfortunately for Blanc, they were definitely expecting a reversal, just the way that... Oh no! Just the way that they jumped was not optimal, and then just got hit by the absolutely deliberate Raging Strike anti-air there.
You want to test my power?
So we're gonna get a non... Uh-oh. Could it be on combo? No! The Trappy go, we tried to clear it way too late. And here we go. Blanc secures the free one over Samu here with an anti-air.
Yeah, it felt like Blanc was just a little bit more comfortable around the things that Samu wanted to do. whether it was going for the reversals or just having those cheeky little resets in the pressure and combos, and Blanc just capitalized that on that pretty well. At the same time, as you said, yeah, the way that some approached the traps was a little bit risky and did bite his hand a little bit in the end.
I think. Ooh. Yeah.
Now it's going to be a 2B next against the Gran. Feelings in 2B, all right? How do you feel about this character?
I've played my first time against 2B yesterday.
How did you dodge that for so long? Okay.
I took an extensive break after
Oh,
Outer.
yeah. True. I forgot.
I've beaten
My bad.
Outer Wilds, I've grinded Relink, I've played a lot of Helldivers.
Well,
Yeah.
shall we?
I forgot. That's on
Round
me.
one.
Yeah, no.
Fight for me.
You could have... Throw me a bone, man. Come on. Oh, I
I'm not
know.
throwing you a bone. I have no idea what this character does to the team. I guess I now know after being played against Mick, but at the same time, it's just a weird character to play against.
Yeah, a very weird character. Circumvents a lot of the rules that GBVS sets. No dash attacks. Different auto combo stuff. I guess this wasn't punishable,
It's
but...
just
Good raw! Oh my.
My goodness. Alright.
I feel like one of the most scary things that 2B can do is just the fact that she's incredibly hard to anti-air. Having the double jump into the air, so into this ginormous jump heavy.
Fight for me.
The thing is, what becomes stronger at that point is going for air tears more.
Good job.
Jumping with 2B is fine because 2B's I feel 2B's reward of regular like non-counter hit anti-airs is pretty mediocre.
Yeah, she mostly just goes into the her medium auto combo ender, but at the same time, it's not like it's bad damage.
You're done.
And she definitely can pile on, getting a lot of small rewards either from jumping or just trying to rob you with the chain hook special. I'm forgetting
Well, shall
which
we?
command it is, but
Round one. Fight for me.
when you're not ready to deal with that, it can be very annoying.
Yes, Raging Strike, Raging Chain makes all anti-airs pretty fucking good, I know. I'm talking more of just non-counter hit variants. Because she needs to cancel into the dash and then pick up with the 5mm.
Yeah, so far, however, Koga feels like they are very
And it's
uncomfortable
very high specific.
with approaching the 2B and just getting hit either from those heavy or medium buttons a lot.
I get some big damage. Does not get a full conversion there.
This was the conversion we talked about previously, with the heavy fireball into the U-boot.
That's gotta hurt.
Now, I think that's very... It might be a little bit advanced, but at the same time, it feels like it's the first layer of defense against 2B is the fact that she has this very weird game with her cancels. A lot of them you can either roll through or spot dodge and punish.
Spot dodge is way better, because if you're rolling the
Yes, roll through is
5H is
definitely-
gonna absolutely obliterate you.
Definitely
Also-
more risky.
Whoosh. Gonna get a crumple state on this. Get the combo in. Goes for the throw. So, whoa! No. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that air stall works.
Yeah, very nice option there. Unfortunately, no punish on the DP.
Honestly, I still don't have all the answers against 2B, but I'm gonna just state from my own perspective on how I think about this matchup. Yes, this character breaks a lot of rules. That means I have to play neutral way differently compared to the whole other cast. So one of the things that I like to think about is that this 5H is basically Percival's 5RH. It's basically what Saraga's 4H. You have to play it against it. It's like that.
Yeah, can definitely see that comparison. And it can also get you some pretty nice reward as well, right? A lot of corner carry. One of the things that 2B specializes on. Just carries you to the
5M?
corner with those sort of combos.
5M is an insane. The 5M is an insane poke, I feel, for 2B. But the thing is, you have to understand how the cancel game works then against her, and play around that a lot. It's
Yeah,
mostly
at the
like
same time, right? It's kind of like you have to abuse the fact that even though 2B breaks a lot of the rules, because she does that, she also doesn't have some options like the 6XL, and then being a character that does not have a meterless reversal means that when you're on the offensive, you can definitely bully her. I like that TP.
hey, copium. But the moment when 6XL gets nerfed, then what are you gonna do?
Die.
Then it's not gonna be a weakness for 2B. You know?
Play Lucilius actually. That's what I'm gonna do.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. Ready. Have my options covered.
Anyways, right now Koga's starting to play into it. It was already set point, but that's the first round he got there.
Round 3.
Yeah, and this is like I feel like what they have to do. They have to just commandingly take the turn and then just try to not let Mr. Z basically take a breath afterwards. Just have to abuse the fact that you're the one that has the 6XO. You're the one that has the middleless reversal. Make them respect that.
Ooh, big boot. We're gonna go into the Das Boot damage.
Big damage
Yeah.
into the throw. Very nice. Koga back on the board. And you can see, like, once he takes command, it feels like he's very comfortable with it.
Well, shall we? Round
Definitely
1.
looking way more stable here. Okay, so against that one, I like to. If it's from an M cancel, you can jump or 2H it or even roll it most of the times, and you'll be fine. If it's from a H cancel, then good luck, bozo.
Yeah, she does have those interactions that can feel kind of unfair, actually, sometimes. Based on the starter. And this especially is one of the more annoying ones to deal with, for sure.
So this is the one thing that... Oh, what a
Yeah.
Hail Mary there.
Yeah, your back is against the wall. I can understand that.
Set point for Mr. G-Spong.
Ooh, gets the far and heavy from start. And we're into
Yeah,
the
so-
corner.
Far like this is the fucky part.
It's
you
not
either have to
hard,
you have to play the preemptive gameplay a lot against her, or let her do her cancels and see what you can do against those.
There we go.
Oh, doesn't get the pick up.
Did get the corner though. It's a good start.
That would have been so good if it worked
Nice.
out. And oh, here we go, Raging Strike. No boot though. Gonna get the DP here. Just jumps away.
Ooh.
No!
That
Hold
worked.
on!
I mean, if it works, it works, right? That's a second tier indeed.
Round 3. Fight for me.
Alright, we're again Koga living off on a heartbeat here. I also think that the only thing that makes it dangerous to play the fireball game is that chain, but that chain is such a preemptive and high recovery and high startup mess that it's fine if it exists.
Yeah,
You cannot use it
it's
on
a very risky
reaction.
move, for sure.
The only time you can use it like on reaction.
The reward.
There are a few things where you can use it actually. Oh, the whiff punishment to you! And here we go. Zhishpong is gonna finish it up with 3-1. Koga was absolutely playing it back there. But I do
Yeah.
believe this is mostly on how you think about the 2B matchup. Think that Koga was trying to play the Rising as usually it is, but
Exactly.
against 2B you just need to switch how you play instantly.
Yeah, and it felt like the necessary adjustments were made. It just happened a little bit too late in the set, unfortunately, for Koga. They just tried to go for their usual Rising TM plan there on the first two games, rather. And then once it was a switch up, back was against the wall, right?
Mm.
But also, you know, have to give props to Mr. Z just making absolute use of that. Advancing medium button, and those huge heavy hits to get those small but meaningful conversions.
Wait, nothing much more to say, you know.
Yeah. You just like Grand just doesn't have the best of options, unfortunately, against Supi either. There's no like surefire way to punish those neutral chains when they're coming out full screen. It's very annoying having to hold that.
Other than that, it mostly just boils down on being patient and knowing at ranges where the PB wants to press their buttons. There's reason why I said that you have to think about VAS as far H or Purpose as far H, because then other options become part of it. Like people say, "Yo, those buttons are terrible when they whiff," and you meme back, "Well, how can I whiff this button?"
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have to try. And this is where the magic of 2B works, is that the range where far H is effective to 5M whiffs most of the time. Right? And the other thing is that you can still be outside of it, because how's 2B gonna threaten you at that maximum range? The only thing is laser.
To take one of those, the more risky options that then you can like jump against and get a big punish for them.
Well, that's about that. Don't have much to say after this.
Yeah, with that, the fifth round has concluded, so we're going to be moving into the sixth and final round momentarily.
Yep. Also, I'll remind every time between rounds, if you have any questions that you care about, where I'm reading the chat all the time, please do put them, and we'll answer them to the best ability and knowledge, hopefully.
Yeah, no misinformation on answering chat questions.
Real.
True and real. So, while we're waiting, going back a little bit into the 2B discussion a bit, I feel like she's just very strong on the beginner level as well, right? Because you're like already trying to build up, you know, your rising skills and learn to play a certain way against basically the entire cast, and then you have to face her,
which does not play Rising.
Yeah,
so
she's cheating basically.
No, you could say cheating, but at the same time,
yeah,
she's
quote
in the
unquote,
game.
quote unquote.
She's already in the game.
No,
you have to accept the first step is acceptance. She's gonna be in the game. Entire games aren't gonna be doing anything to change that right now. So what's the other way? Is basically it's basically just returning back to the basics and just braving it, going to the matchup, learning everything that you can, and take the best advantage as you can. 2B is not riskless.
Yeah. I mean, if she was, would have a big problem, you know? Everyone would have.
Everybody would be pretty, you know, mad. What's the importance of minimizing network delay? Where? It is really context-dependent question.
Yeah, that's a bit of a generic question, or rather, unfocused maybe. Looking at the bracket, we're going to see a player that we've already seen previously on stream. Mao Mao is returning.
More Lancelot Gaming, and it's going to be against Yule.
Now, let's see if there's any difference. If I remember properly, one of the criticisms we've had was the lack of finishing those hit confirms, finishing those combos. So let's see if we can touch up a little bit on that. Because you definitely need to get that happening, right?
Degen, I've played hundreds of games against Lance, and I still don't know either.
he does the yoink
for you.
I think it's from the UBP.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the.
Wait, is that the band color?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm pretty
no.
Mama's trying to go for those 2 H's, getting clipped unfortunately.
Alan, between players is important because, because it's a rollback netcode, it's basically how many rollback frames that are gonna happen if the packet drops, and the more it is, the more jittery the game becomes. Basically.
This guy's a nerd. Hit him.
Yes, my job is to be a nerd. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately we're still seeing the same issue there with Mao. Just gets those hits, but goes into the wrecker, the EX wrecker.
Okay, Mao of the future, listen to me. Try playing about 10 matches without ever using U turbulence. Because right now those UU turbulences, they're not done defensively, they're not done offensively, they're done in neutral. What are you trying to catch in the neutral?
Yeah, it's like a Hail Mary move when you're not forced to do one.
You're Hail Marying against the quantum goddamn superposition!
Yeah. Trying to hit the Yoinky Sploinky there, but getting TPs.
Thank you for simplifying.
Okay.
Ooh, Ultimate
Nice.
Gorilla Blade gets damage. That could have been a better combo, honestly.
Yeah, but still, I feel like
Yeah.
it was a simple but effective one, right? One of the most effective ones that we've seen Mama get so far. So it's definitely an improvement. I like that.
Ooh, plus frames. Gonna get hit low. Okay. Diggin of the future. Never use regular Hanarashi low.
Thank you for saying that. I was about to if you would not, but I knew you would. Very, very unsafe option. Your opponent
Otherwise,
should
the
always
Yule
avoid.
Council will find you, or
Yeah.
you'll die like this.
There's a punish, yeah. And even on the EX one, you can always throw that, right? It's a punish.
It is, but you can space the DX1 now.
Yes.
And even sometimes B+, by the way.
Yes, but as a rule of thumb, going for the low is generally going to be the more unsafe option. Yes, it's harder to hit it, mash out of it, or whatever you want to call it. But if your prerogative is to get those plus frames and try to reset your pressure, it
The
can
high
be
one
very
is-
awkward. Yeah.
Yes, nice. Here we go. Plus frames. Get your plus frames. Plus frames for everybody. Oh, misses the combo. That is a tough link, to be honest. So.
Yeah, but I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again because I think it's important. I really appreciate the fact that people are going for those tough links that are optimal. Now, if they never work, definitely do try to go for the safer routing that you know is going to work. But props when you try it.
Okay, gonna get the Hanarashi, goes for the Guren,
no.
gets clipped by the ultimate turbulence from behind because for some reason it has a hitbox
Yeah,
behind him.
it's huge.
Here we go. Gonna be another round to Mao.
Yeah, Mamo has been getting the better of those loose scrambles here and there, it feels like. And Lancelot's damage is definitely higher on every situation, not just those big combos in this game. So he's kind of comfortable with it.
Yeah, this is the magic of the ultimate turbulence. It's gonna track you. It tracks quite far away. Who fuck spots? Here we go. Doesn't get the full combo, unfortunately. Lots of jumping into the corner. So they didn't. Imagine one thing. If you're jumping like that in the corner, you're always risking of side switching. It's terrible to be cornered. Just think about it. And in general, pressuring your opponent is better just to run up and do your pressure than jumping on them because you're putting yourself in the avenue for that side switch or an anti-air. It's just bad. That is just block it or spot dodge it and punish it.
So if they were blocking it, this is a bit of a knowledge check. The second hit of the Ultimate Turbulence is an overhead.
overhead.
You need to know that, well, otherwise you're never going to be able to punish this, unfortunately.
Second
Uh,
game for Mao.
Speaking of those jumps in the corner,
I'd love to do this again
um,
sometime.
there's also a way to dissuade
Now,
the side switch, just neutral jump instead of jumping forwards.
But no, the idea of the jumping forward there is just to reset the pressure by, you know, doing a jump in. And people think, yo, if I do a jump in, it's basically my highest damaging starter, or it's a pressure starter. It seems really good, right? Wink, wink.
Yeah.
But I think that is a wrong assumption, because jumping is a call-out tool. It's not a pressure starter.
Yeah.
You have to think of it like that.
We don't have,
And-
you know, double jumps. We have, you know, air unblockables in this game.
The thing is, air stall is more of a, not a mix-up tool for your jump in, it's more of a, I mix up my fuck up. Because if you do your jump ins right, you're probably gonna get always a jump in hit.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's a nice way to put it. What's the block on the Lancer to you, unfortunately, Bill?
It is from mega negative to slightly negative.
Yeah.
Round 2.
We can do the dust loop part, if you take it over.
Yeah, so I like the fact that Degen has been mixing up those backflips and not just defaulting to the low as it was the case at the start of the match. Has been going for the... I don't remember the name of the H follow-up. Has been going for that. Has been going for the...
It's from minus 15 to plus 1.
Yeah, but the thing is...
Take what you will.
If he's close to you, it's going to be very minus. If he's far from you, you know, has to
Anybody's
be a bit
guess.
of a... Yeah, has to be a bit of a... Just eye check.
Anyways, this
Yeah,
is
that was very close, for example. That was definitely a big punish that could have happened.
Stare down. Turbulence. Okay, this is rough because you need to spell dodge it here because the second hit would chip the
Yeah,
kill
would
you.
chip out.
Yeah.
3. Engage.
Get some nice combo there. You're gonna go into the corner. Catches Mao Mao for pressing something. By the way, set point for Mao Mao. Ooh, cheeky Raging Strike in there. It's gonna kill a lot of BP, and basically it's a health debuff now. Everything that you do is dealing now 20% more damage.
At the same time, I feel like Degen just is kind of underutilizing the stance a little bit.
No, don't Hail Mary! It works.
Just because it works though, we must say, obliged.
Please!
You were very far ahead in this case. You have a
If you
huge health lead.
want to reversal, check, use DP. If you want to do something safe to get your opponent away from you, check your BP. If you have free full BP, just Brave counter. We talked about it at the start of everything.
Yeah, not to mention that, you know, BB does a definitely not negligible amount of damage, right?
Bunts!
We don't have the crouching defender, unfortunate.
Continue about the PP?
Yeah, I mean, as we were saying, it does a definitely non-negligible amount of damage. Especially when your opponent is low, it's a very viable strategy to just BP them twice and then basically force a chip situation. So it's definitely something that you have to keep in mind. I feel like it's a defensive tool that can definitely be used offensive. It's incredibly strong.
And it's safe.
Yeah. Like even if you don't get that counter hit, to get the a safe jump, I mean, it's still your turn.
Round 2.
It's
If
a
you
safe
want
reversal.
Another reason for Brave Counter, to call out the Brave Counter, the person has to do the most unhinged decision in their life
Yeah.
by canceling their button in the spot dodge.
And you know, it's just the dynamics of offense when you're low. you have to take the risk, but when you have the health lead, you're not the one that has to do that. There's the link that was missed previously, very nice. Hitting that, going into the super.
The damage there coming in and uses the funny frame kill.
That was nice. It's not a frame kill I've actually seen before. I didn't even know that. Haven't taken note of it.
Yeah, it is after super. You just frame kill LDP and it just auto times a save jab.
It's a nice setup for sure.
I've played enough against Tukis to see that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into set point for Mao again.
Yeah, I like the fact that Mao, even though they're not doing like the optimal combo routing, they have simplified their hit confirms. They're just going for the Rekkas, just make sure that they get some damage there. Just try to make damage stick a little bit more.
Again!
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that
The high,
Legion
it's the high.
doesn't know it is the overhead there. Very unfortunate. Last frames.
Goes with hello, the Yule Council will find you. The Fox Box coming in hot, and now drops the combo. What? Oh my god, the scrambles! Roku, help!
Still, Degen is going to come out on top, but yeah, it feels like both players are basically kind of resorting to use those specials that they have identified that their opponent is not comfortable with dealing with. It's just consistently going on. Like, you said it, you know, Mamo, please DP less. And then they're going to see this and be like, but my DP works every time. And
Yes.
it does, you know. There has yet to be a punish for it so far in the set. We don't confirm those, sadly.
Ooh, catches the ultimate Fox flame there with the throw.
Yeah, a bit of a risky option there.
It hits behind as well.
It hits behind as well, it hits overhead, you have to take note of those, otherwise it's still always
If
going
you
to
want
beat
to not
us.
think about it after blocking the first hit, just pot dodge. You'll thank me.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that could
like
have been an
that.
SSVA for Mao, but he could have gotten the 2 BP kills. Oh, he's going in. Could have been Impulse Blade for a combo as well.
Yeah, I feel like they have not used Impulse Blade at all, the heavy Impulse Blade for the combos. Maybe they just don't know the routing. It's very important though that you know it is what makes Lancelot be so scary, is because you get so much damage from those corner hits, right? Into the safe fireball setups.
Ooh,
I'm trying to do a bit of a cheeky reset.
and tries to mash it out there. It does a neutral jump against the throw, but throw recovery has been buffed, so it's kind of hard. Nice bait on the
Nice
there.
bait.
Oh, probably didn't want to do that because you could have gotten a really high damage combo there, which could have killed. And now we're gonna go into throw range here.
Yeah, that was some nice strike throw. Yeah, into the
Yeah.
DP. I mean, at this point, even though doing a brave counter would have been more effective, this is the DP that I respect. You're very far ahead. It's going to kill.
I suspected our battle would be intense.
Yeah.
But I never
3-10, 3-2.
Yeah, my big like suggestion, my shout out to Mao is definitely look into those heavy impulse blade combos, because if you don't do that, your character just is not nearly as scary. I like the fact that they went for those like safe routes, just going for the medium Rekka or the ultimate Rekka, just to make sure that they get the damage in.
But I'd say that this is, at this point, I agree they are pretty consistent, but there's another issue. Lance does double that.
Yeah, going for the ultimate impulse blades combos as well, being like a huge part of the combo game, getting those forced crumple states
wouldn't
is
find-
a huge part of it for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't find it like as a good idea to use it as much. But good games from both players there, like keeping it till the end, 3-2. And we're gonna go into our last match of the beginner bracket here, which is Hall Wintry versus Shivo.
Yeah, Hal Wintry, Resident Duel of the beginner bracket. I feel like I've commentated one of their matches every time that I'm here on the beginner brackets.
Mm-hmm.
I would. It's been a while, so I would definitely like to see how they have developed the game. They are kind of confident in understanding how they want to use Yule's kit, I feel like, but just end up being a little bit greedy, if it makes sense with it sometimes.
Oh dear lord.
Oh, the Luane. That's gonna be the real Yoinky Sploinky.
Alright.
Luane, I think, is a bit of a hard character to pilot at the same time, right?
Versus Playboys.
Yes and no. Like, the thing is, you have with Luane has the capability of playing every archetype in this game, but he does it poorly.
Yeah.
Right? And now Hal found the first way on how to deal against Luane. 6XL clears both boys.
Yeah, that's a very strong tool. At the same time, do keep in mind that
Oh.
6XL is kind of what made Luane's parry be a little bit of more of a real option, right? Because you can't cancel that, you can't spot dodge that,
Which one?
making
The
it
ultimate
like
one?
a more real reversal.
You mean the ultimate one? Because the EX one works the same. It's still the worst parry reversal in the game.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. But I think it's a little bit of an interesting, or maybe even funny thing that how it incidentally got buffed because, you know, 6XL.
Oh, I see where you're coming from.
Like
Yeah,
that.
an uncancelable option. Gonna go into M Caterpillar that hits, and now let's see if Hal knows how to play against HPA.
Clipped by the low.
No, probably. It looked like it held the guard button, but wasn't
Yeah.
ready. So let's start with playing it around. First most when you're playing against Luane, and you're coming, and this is coming from probably in Grand Blue versus #1 Luane hater, to the point that I grinded out the matchup, and I still had to hate this character because Eevee was bullying everybody with it. So take it from me at least. So first most is never get into Luane's momentum. Never.
Yeah, that is.
Try to
definitely
stop it
correct.
as much as possible. Because the moment you get into Luane's momentum, that's when everything goes to shit. Because Luane plays the scramble game in more unique ways than you think. It's not very effective, but it's more. It pisses me off more. By the way, PhD combos here. Drops the combo.
Very
Parry,
awesome, yeah.
gonna go with the Caterpillar, and on the other side, B. The second thing is how, please cancel your buttons on EX parry, if you can cancel. And if you think, but I canceled, I couldn't, I say bullshit, you can even press the heaviest button in the game that's cancelable and you still can spot dodge it.
Yeah, if you're not doing a 6XL, you should be able to spot dodge. And because you know you're against Luane, you know that at some point they will leverage the parry, so you just have to be ready for that.
Oh, gets killed by the low, and here you go, HPA finishing it up. So the way to deal with HPA, I'm gonna remind this to every viewer, because what you're seeing is kind of... it might look for a regular viewer that there's... oh, nice! That was cute. For a regular viewer, it might look like what is Shivo doing is enacting war crimes on people. In reality, it's not. It's really not. Nice link as well. So against HPA and the human pyramid attack, you need to hold guard and you block standing, because the over is faster than the low. And you need to react to the low animation. Nice! Good job, Bob.
Just a little bit of a quick side note there. So we just saw that LDP frame kill again, which, as you said, is a safe jump. But safe jumps do not work against any ultimate reversals, right? They are too fast for the safe jumps. You have to either safe jump them or block.
Yeah, at that point you can just go for the save jump. This is -2, which is annoying. Gets a good counter here.
Hal has been getting some really nice momentum the past 2 rounds. HPA again. Yeah, it feels like Hal is a little bit uncomfortable dealing with that.
Oh, for fun fact, in the training room you can find
yeah.
the matchup specific ones, and there's the HBA one. It will at least teach you the basics on how to deal with the HBA. But afterwards you'll start learning how to deal with the baits as well, because the spot dodge bait does impact you a lot. Oh, ultimate parry working out, Caterpillar getting into chip point, and now this is... Yeah, that was just basically guess for game here.
Yeah.
And Chivo securing the second game now against Howl with a Luane.
Yeah, but before moving on, I definitely want to pile on that point that you made. Like, it's not the same as, like, it doesn't, like, actually completely teach you to deal with HPA, but it's a great drill. If you're unsure about how to counterplay that, definitely try it out. It was very helpful for me, because I hated dealing with HPA.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, don't worry.
Yeah, screw that, like, oh. Anyway. Now, Hal has been very... He feels like kind of scared of the parries right now. Has been baiting them out, but then just because of how far the spacing is, just not getting any of those punishes. And Chivo just understands that Hal does not want to deal with the HP and goes into it very quickly.
Plus frames from Honarashi, gets the damage in.
Can't get the BP back, unfortunately. Strike throw, I like that. Over to you.
Yep. And now chip point, no BP left. Any hits a game. Oh, gets the low hit, but does not get the combo. And ultimate parry coming out for Chivo, keeping in set point. Degen, the VOD is always here. Lobster is gonna upload it to YouTube as well. We did talk about a lot of things that could have been done there, so please do watch. Anyways, getting into it. We're set point for Chivo right now, and if Howl doesn't find a good opening, which was a good Fox Flame, pressure right now.
Yeah, it's a very common thing when you're uncomfortable against Luane. You get a momentum swing to your side, you start getting some good damage, and then they get one good interaction, they get the meter, they go into HPA, and you feel very awkward against that. That kind of feels like the name of the game so far.
That was a very cute counter hit confirmed for Howl.
Gets the punish on the parry, but no confirms, sadly.
Okay, are you really you gonna try to finish it with the Iggy? Okay, Mario Party time. That comboed.
Okay, we're still surviving. Did take a lot of damage. Oh, going to finish it with
I feel that
Caterpillar
Howl should
rockets.
have cancelled the stands because
Yeah.
the ball is a projectile and you got comboed into a lava.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage from the which again, if you're uncomfortable dealing with it, if you have a lot of health and you don't mind getting chip damage,
Just block and spot dodge. No, actually, three things. Spot dodge lava, block everything, and if it's a wind ball, jump into it and block it.
Yeah. Doing that is going to be enough. You will take some damage. You will take some chip damage, admittedly, but you won't die. Unless, of course, like if you're forced into a chip situation against Iggy, honestly, good luck, Godspeed, and all that, because not a good time having to basically spot dodge all of that. Feels impossible.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, with that, we're done with our beginner bracket. If you still have any questions and would you like to hear from me or Riot or Roku here, we are still around. And while we're waiting for those questions, the beginner bracket is over. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their fights. The best scorer here is Samu, Blanc, Booty, and Chivo, showing up with quite a dominant performance here.
Yeah, GG's to all the beginner bracket players. Let me
Why do you want not to buff Jita?
I can answer that too.
Because I played vanilla.
Okay, so Samu is going to be the number one in the standings from those tiebreakers. It seems like. So, congratulations to Samu for being a beginner bracket champion, and then Blank and Booty taking the second and third place. And before answering Chelly's question, let me also say why I would not buff Jita, because Jita does not need a buff. Jita is definitely a very strong character right now in this current state of the game. And I do not subscribe to buffing characters. I think we should just nerf the ones that are stronger, take them a peg down. My favorite meal is probably that's a tough one.
Don't play into Chelly's ones. Chelly never has.
There's no
beginner
other.
questions.
There's no other question to answer. So
This is the thing that we have to deal with.
Eel sushi. I would serve a plate of eel sushi with Bellio.
How do I? Fuzi, I don't know. You did fine. And hello there, Anita Levia. Thank you for rating the beginner bracket. Unfortunately, we are absolutely at the end of it. We've just finished. We already had 12 lovely first to free games here. If you've joined a bit earlier, you would have kind of caught some matches there, but still, thank you for the raid. It is important. And for those that are still interested in the Rambler versus Rising bracket, this is a beginner bracket. It happens if Lobster is gonna correct me weekly, unless he decides he cannot do that. There's a whole European Grand Blue community in the Hearts Are Blazing. The Discord is there already. And for all the players and whatnot, if you have any questions, they're always around to ask in the Hearts of Blazing Discord. Or hell, if you really want to, you can just DM me and I'll attempt to answer things,
Yeah, definitely reach out to people, ask questions. The Grand Blue community is absolutely great. One of the nicest fighting game communities I've been a part of, and has helped me immensely with my issues with the game time and time again. So yeah, reach out. People are very willing to help you if you just ask them.
Yep.
Now
definitely.
the VOD should be here on Twitch, available,
And on YouTube later on.
and yeah, but if you really want to go and check it right now before it's been uploaded to YouTube, you can absolutely find it on Twitch, Civil Valiant.
Yeah. But with that, if there's no more questions to be asked,
Yep,
Yeah,
thanks
there's
for our
not
two.
seem like it.
Thanks for our 2 comments for holding down. I think the meme joke questions of what food do you like and whatever else and how do I ue are over.
Yep,
But yeah.
seems like it.
But yeah, as I said, you can check out the VOD here. You can ask us questions. All that stuff applies as usual. But yeah, that will be the end of the bracket. Sorry for the raiders that just came here, but thanks for the raid. But yeah, you did come at an unfortunate time. This is literally the end of the bracket. We'll be raiding Desily. He seems to be streaming some GBVSR, though there's some sort of MS Paint image, so I'm not sure what actually he's doing, but we'll find out. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, thanks for playing, and thanks for our commentators for holding it down. I've been your host, Lobsters.
no problem. Thank you for having me here. It was me here, Riot, joined by Roku and Lobsters in the production mines.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Riot for being a lovely co-commentator as always, and to Lobster for hosting. We'll see you soon.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.